Whether you call it the River City, the bold new city of the South, Duval, or Jax, the city of Jacksonville and Bethune-Cookman Wildcats football have had a long and fruitful relationship. Ever since a 14-0 victory over the Edward Waters Tigers all the way back in 1948, Jacksonville has been home to Wildcat football 65 times. Some of the best to ever don the maroon and gold have plied their trade here, and in turn, Jacksonville has produced some of the best cats. Names like 2002 Buck Buchanan Award winner Rashawn Mathis, Alvin Wyatt Jr., who is still on the BCU staff, and today's honorary captain, Bernard Hawk, whose 7,737 passing yards and 56 touchdowns still stands in the BCU record books. Today, as the Wildcats return to the Gateway City to face the Southern Jaguars, who will be the next to write their name in Bethune-Cookman football history? Live from EverBank Stadium in downtown Jacksonville, Florida, this afternoon's presentation of Bethune-Cookman University Athletics on the CatEye Network and 1380 WELE The Cat is on the air. Hello and a very warm welcome. My name is Michael Trurillo. Happy to have your company. Analyst Chris Shaw will join me later on today on the broadcast as well. The Bethune-Cookman Wildcats come in 1-5 and 0-3 in the SWAC, but undropped their last three conference matchups against Jackson State, Alabama State, and Texas Southern by a combined 14 points. Last time out against Texas Southern, the Cats got off to a slow start and trailed 27-10 at halftime. However, BCU stormed back in the third quarter, putting up 14 points, as many as they had scored in all their previous three quarters combined this season. Strong performances by running backs Jimmy Robinson and Jaden Bivens and quarterbacks Luke Sprague and Talik Bethea helped the Wildcats to equal their highest scoring performance of the season with 31 points. Unfortunately, the Tigers came out on top of a seesaw fourth quarter with a final score 34-31. Texas Southern picked up 14 points off turnovers, with the key one being a 98-yard fumble recovery for a touchdown in the second quarter that kept the Wildcats out of the end zone and made it a three-score game. The Cats' defense was sparked by De'Aris Thomas with 11 tackles. Stephen Sparrow added 8 tackles and a pass breakup. I spoke to head coach Raymond Woody Jr. to discuss the homecoming game versus Texas Southern and look ahead to the matchup against Southern in Jacksonville. I'm here with Coach Raymond Woody before the Wildcats take on the Southern Jaguars up in Jacksonville this week. A bit of an interesting situation here, Coach. You've got the Jaguars in the home of the Jaguars, the NFL Jaguars. How have you all been preparing to play in a big stadium this week?
Well, at the end of the day, we've been preparing just like any other week. You know, we're working on attention to details, doing our jobs. And, you know, if you do your job, everything else will work itself out, you know. So it's exciting, I mean, to play in the stadium, but, I mean, it's just like, hey, we had a game here, we'll be preparing the same way just like we're having the game in the Jaguar Stadium.
Yeah. Talk about a little bit about the Texas Southern game, close game, as it seems to be every week, and right down to the wire. Just talk about your team's performance last week.
Well, you know, it's all about, like I say, the details. I mean, when you have 3 games, a total of 14 points, you know, you just got to find a way to win, and then that's what you do. Once you win, then you understand, you know, how to win. So it's all about the details. It's all about, you know, making plays, coaches coach, players play, and we just got to find a way to finish. You know, we've been breaking every day on finish.
It seems like I come with you with the same question every week. You know, what's the quarterback situation looking like? I know a couple of different guys practiced this week that didn't practice as much as last week, and what are we looking at?
Well, I mean, those guys are getting healthy. You know, obviously, you know, we lost, you know, the 2, you know, against the Hurricanes, and those guys, they're coming along. And like I say, Luke is, he's looking like, you know, he's progressing very well. And then also Talik, you know. And then you got Walt, you know, that's healthy. So those guys going to get opportunity, and we tell them, hey, you know, you get an opportunity, you have to seize the moment, you know, and it's been that way, you know, all season. You can't worry about injuries. You just got to coach the guys that you have, you know. So we're looking more healthy, you know, each day, especially this week, you know, with those guys.
Talk about the Southern Jaguars, Coach Dooley's team coming in statistically fantastic on defense, especially against the run. What have you been looking at this week to try and combat that?
Well, I tell you what, they're a really good football team. I mean, they fly to the ball. You know, they play some games that, you know, they came up short against really good opponents. Anytime you play a opponent, you know, you respect them. They're a good football team, and they've been playing close games, and their defense been keeping them in.
Their offense loves to throw the ball around. This is the first time we've really seen, maybe since the Memphis game, a team that is pass first and pass almost only. They don't run the ball too much. What's been the message to the defensive backs this week?
Yeah, I tell you what, coach is a really good coach. I mean, he loves to spread it around. And like I say, our whole main objective is stopping the run first, because they can run and pass, and I know they throw the ball around, but we just got to make sure we're in the right spots.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck this week.
Thank you.
6 games into the season, and the BCU offense continues to be defined more so by who is not on the field than who is in between the hash marks. A myriad of injuries pepper the offensive side of the ball, including multiple offensive linemen, top running back Juvensley Bazul, and before this past week, quarterbacks Talik Bethea and Luke Sprague. Both returned to action against Texas Southern, but were noticeably below 100%, and Bethea only played 1.5 drives before being removed by a hit to the head as he was sliding. Good news on that front, as Talik cleared concussion protocol and is on today's roster. Luke Sprague saw his first SWAC action last week and continues to be the Maroon and Gold's best passer, completing 68% of his passes for 385 yards and 3 touchdowns. Tink Boyd leads the receiving corps with 166 yards, and Dakari Allen Johnson still has 3 receiving touchdowns. On the ground, Jimmy Robinson leads the pack with 251 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jaden Bivens and Terry Lindsay have filled in at running back as well, combining for 166 yards. I caught up with Jaden Bivens at practice this week to talk about the rushing game, his thoughts about facing Southern, and his ridiculous touchdown catch last Saturday. I'm here with Jaden Bivens before the Wildcats take on Southern University in Jacksonville this week. Jaden, last week against Texas Southern, close game, 3rd straight week with a close game. Walk me through how you thought about it.
I thought we was standing there, we was going in the fight, and I love my brothers for that. I believe we're getting better and better each week.
You made the play of the game late, a one-handed catch for a touchdown, and walk me through that play and kind of what you saw during it.
What I saw during it, I was going out through my progressions, going to the block, seeing that the lineman had everything covered up, went out, threw my check down, and I just see the quarterback through, and I had to go up and get it, and thank God for the catch.
From our position up in the booth, it almost looked like that pass was meant for the guy behind you, but you went up and took it away anyway. Did you talk to the wide receivers afterwards, or was there anything said about that?
I did. It was a little funny interaction, but I didn't even know there was anyone behind me, so I just went up and got it.
You can't assume, right?
Yeah.
Looking forward to this week against Southern. They got a really good defense, especially against the run. What have you guys been working on in practice this week to try and combat that?
We've just been working on same things as usual, trying to get some good personnel for what they have, and just doing the same thing we do every week.
The running game has gotten better and better as the weeks have gone on. What have you all been working on from the start of the season to now?
Just really knowing personnel, really knowing how blitzes work, how the D-line works, and going through those holes and just finding them and getting out of there.
Thank you, Jaden. Good luck this week.
Thank you.
The defensive line flexed their muscles against Texas Southern on Saturday, recording a season-high 4 sacks. They also picked up 6 tackles for loss and held the Tigers' offense to right on their season average of 22 points. The other 14 came via a scoop and score and an interception. On this season, De'Aris Thomas continues to lead the team in tackles with 54, a number that puts him top 5 in the SWAC. He also leads the Cats in tackles for loss with 7. Eddie Walls continues to be a disruptive force on the defensive line with 5.5 tackles for loss and 2 sacks. Linebacker Shelton Quarles Jr. has been excellent, whether in pass rush, run stopping, or pass defense, with 29 tackles, a tackle for loss, and 3 pass breakups, where he shares a team high with quarterback Iverson Clement. And Omari Hill Robinson leads the secondary in tackles with 22, with 2 pass breakups and an interception. I sat down with linebacker Shelton Quarles Jr. to talk about the defensive unit, how he approaches pass coverage, and about continuing the legacy started by his father. I'm here with Shelton Quarles before the Wildcats take on the Southern Jaguars up in Jacksonville this weekend. Shelton, last week against Texas State, another close game for you guys. What was the game like from your perspective?
It's been a tough game. The past following games have been very close. Our coach tells us that we've been trailing by 14 if you total them all up. So we're right there. We just got to remain disciplined and just keep doing what our coaches tell us to do.
You've been one of the standout players on defense this year, up near the top of the tackling charts, got some pass breakups as well.
Sure.
How do you approach the game defensively?
Just keep trying to add on top of our toolbox that coaches keeps providing for us, It's been the same thing every week. Just keep on trying to finish like Coach tells us. At the end of the day, we got to learn how to finish.
You've been great in pass coverage, especially middle distance, breaking up a couple of touchdown passes over the past few weeks. What do you look for when you drop back into coverage?
When I'm dropping back into coverage, I'm just trying to remain disciplined in my zone. Make sure that I'm not biting the cheese, like Coach would say, taking the unders. Make sure you're defending the seams. And at the end of the day, I should have a lot more picks because I should be able to catch the ball, but you know how that goes, so it's all good.
You come from a footballing family. Of course, your father played in the NFL. And what have you been doing to kind of continue his legacy here at Bethune-Cookman?
I've just been trying my best to put my best foot forward every day and continue to grind. I love this game, and you really gotta love this game if you want to be successful. If you want to win, you got to put all you have on the line. So just try to carry that through him.
Thank you. Good luck this week.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
This Saturday marks the first meeting between Southern and Bethune-Cookman since the Wildcats joined the SWAC, and today is the 6th meeting all-time between Southern and BCU. The Wildcats are winless in 5 previous contests as here come the Wildcats onto the field. The last time these two teams met was also at this stadium in Jacksonville back in 2006. The Jaguars defeated at that time Bethune-Cookman College 30-29 at what was then Alltel Stadium in the 53rd annual Gateway Classic. I now bring in my co-commentator for the evening, Chris Shaw. Chris, we last heard from you at Jackson State. What have you been getting up to since then?
Just paying attention to these Wildcats, making sure Wildcat Nation is up and running, and make sure we get this game and go in hard in the paint.
It's an all-gold kind of day. The Southern Jaguars are in gold helmets, white jerseys with gold numbers and a gold stripe on the shoulders. Bethune-Cookman in all gold helmets, gold jerseys, gold pants, maroon numbers with a maroon and white stripe on the sleeve. It is a colorful atmosphere today.
Very colorful.
Not the biggest crowd out here at EverBank Stadium, the home of the Jaguars, but big stadium, big atmosphere. We got the Bethune-Cookman marching Wildcats on the field right now. We've got the Sonic Boom of the South in the other end zone. They'll both play at halftime, which you can see right here on the CatEye Network. Or if you're on WELE, you'll hear a halftime report from Dan Ryan.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to get started now. You got the human jukebox over here on one end, and one end zone, and then you got the other end zone, the Pride. And as they marching off, getting ready for this exciting football gridiron game, I'm excited. I'm ready. I'm ready for this game today.
It is a perfect early fall day here in Jacksonville. It is about 75 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. We actually see the moon hanging over the stadium. It's so clear out here this afternoon as both teams get ready. Now, we've been so close the last 3 weeks, 3 games decided by 14 total points. What do we need to do to get over the hump and finally win a conference game?
Well, we got a good running game. We established a good running game last week. So this week we need to have our O-line to push the ball back and then give our quarterback a little bit more time to get the ball down the field. I believe that once we get the ball down the field and open up some of those gaps that we have open, we in this game and we can get on the board first, score, and take the lead.
Southern's defense is a force to be reckoned with, holding opponents to 15 points per game. And again, with a Bethune-Cookman offense that has been struggling this season, we could be in for a tough contest today on that side of the ball.
This is a true gridiron game that's getting ready to take place today. 2 great defensive teams and 1, 2, 3 touchdown points. I'm looking forward to all of this in the end zone, especially coming from Bethune-Cookman University.
But the Southern offense has one of the most dynamic quarterbacks in the SWAC, Harold Blood. He is second in the league in passing, but also has thrown 6 interceptions this season. We'll see him on the second possession as the Wildcats will receive wearing the all gold. They'll go from left to right. The kicker for Southern is all SWAC preseason first-team kicker Joshua Griffin. He'll kick from the 35-yard line right to left for the Jaguars in their gold helmets. White jerseys, white pants with a gold and sky blue stripe.
As you can hear, the crowd is excited. The crowd is getting pumped up, and you hear the chants going to take place right now.
Darnell D's back deep to receive. He's at the goal line, and out back with him is Dakari Allen Johnson to his right. He'll stand at about the 10. It is just about time for Wildcat football from EverBank Stadium in Jacksonville. Thank you for joining us from wherever you may be. The ball is on the tee. It is in the air. Let's play football. It's going to be Dakari Allen Johnson near side 10-yard line, 15-20, looking for a crease. Got it, 35. He's going to be dragged down with a penalty marker past the 40. Looks like a holding, so this might be coming back.
Maybe a holding or a collarbone somewhere right around the way he got yanked around.
So the Wildcats will likely start deep in their own end zone. Or it's deep in their own zone, excuse me. Yeah, there's definitely a hold back there by a Wildcat, and they're going to back him up. They're going to get 84 on the Wildcats with the hold. That's Lewis Kershinger, the wide receiver. He doesn't play much in the wide receiver formations. He's basically only in there on special teams. And the Wildcats, after a decent return by Dakari Allen Johnson, erased by a penalty. And that's something we can't have happen. The Wildcats have been one of the best teams in the SWAC, actually the best team in the SWAC, and top 10 in the nation at the FCS level in fewest penalties against per game. But we took a step back against Texas Southern with 5 penalties.
5 penalties that hurt us pretty hard last week, especially for last week's game that took place.
It is Luke Sprague in at quarterback. Jimmy Robinson to his left hip. Khalil Overton, tight end, left, and 3 receivers, 2 right, single left, both all the way out past the numbers. Ball right hash. It's going to be a screen right side, caught by Omari Stewart. He'll push forward towards the 30-yard line. The ball originally spotted at the 25, so a 5-yard gain on first down. And good to see Luke Sprague starting for the first time since Savannah State.
Yeah, it's great to see him in action and just getting him warmed up just a little bit. Nice little subtle screen plays. Short, fast pass pace right here will work out just fine.
Only the 3rd reception of the season for Omari Stewart. 4 receivers all to the left after 1 goes in motion. Robinson up the middle. He's going to bounce it off tackle to the right, push the pile forward 35, close to the 40. First down, Bethune-Cookman at the 37-yard line.
That's going to be the key to this game tonight, pushing the defensive line back and pushing that ball through those gaps.
Southern really good against the run. They allow less than 100 yards on the ground per game, just 93. That's second in the SWAC. The Wildcats got 6 on that run there for a first down. 1st and 10 for BCU at the 37. Sprague, screen right side, Stewart again. This time he's cut down for no gain on the play. And one of the things we have to remember today is it's going to be 2nd down and 10. We cannot turn the ball over. 3 turnovers last week killed us because 14 points off turnovers, that was the difference in the game.
That hurt us hard last week with those turnovers. And turnovers have killed the momentum at any given time. So we got to control the ball this week and make sure we covering that ball as well.
Both of these teams on the season are -2 turnover differential, and that's the 2nd time we've ran that same screen play to the near side right for Omari Stewart. Now 2nd down and 10 from the 37. Sprague in the gun, 2-by-2 the receivers. Stage take the snap. Here comes pressure. It's going to be a one-on-one throw. Tink Boyd goes up for it and misses it. Incomplete near midfield. He tried to make the jump one-on-one with Davis, the defensive back, the cornerback from Baker High School in Mobile, Alabama.
He's just trying to get his footing together, his handling skills together, get back in the swing of things.
It was down the near side. It's good coverage by Davis. He stood in front, got his hand up. Tink Boyd had no chance. Now 3rd down and 10 from BCU's own 37. 2 claps. Now they look back to the sideline to change the play. Something that is different this week. Luke Sprague's arm looks a little bit better. He's got a little more confidence in his throws. 2-by-2, the receivers are stacked. Sprague takes the snap, takes off and run. 35-40, looking for a block out in front. He's going to be cut down 1 yard short. Make that 2 yards short of a first down at the 45-yard line, needed the 47. Let's see if they keep the offense on the field here, 3rd and short. 4th and short, excuse me. They will keep the offense on the field, 4th and short, trying to go quickly. 4th and 2. Handoff, Robinson bounces at left. He falls forward, he's close. It's going to be very close. First down, Bethune-Cookman. They needed the 47, got the 48. Oh, Jimmy Robinson. That was close. He looked to be stuffed to the backfield.
Great way to start your series off, pushing the ball and pushing the envelope just a little bit. But it's going to be needed throughout this whole entire game for Bethune-Cookman.
The Wildcats on 4th down this season, 70%. That's top 20 in the nation.
We have a good run game.
We've shown it here early. 1st and 10 for Bethune-Cookman near midfield at their own 48-yard line, going left to right. 4 receivers all to the left. Nobody on the right, near side, right ball, right hash. It's going to be a screen right side. It's Omari Stewart again, looking for a lane to midfield and chop down right on the midfield marker. Give him 1 more to the Southern 49, gain of 3.
Just trying to loosen up that arm a little bit before you pull too hard going down the field.
How many times is too much, though, to that same screen play? We've hit Stewart on the screen 3 times in the first series. I'll get that question after this. Quick snap, Robinson up the middle looking for a lane. He's going to be dragged down from behind, only a gain of 2. Sets up 3rd down and 6 now from the 47-yard line of Southern.
Well, your whole point is to draw the defense in, get the defense to come in and stay tight.
They did take that 1 shot with Tink Boyd and it was incomplete. 2-by-1, the receivers left to right. It's going to be a screen to Stewart again on 3rd and 5. He's look for the pylon. He's going to be about a yard short. Let's see where they mark him. Oh, they mark him well short. He only got 1 yard to the 45, so now it's going to be 4th and 4. And do they keep the offense on the field now? They do. 4th and 4. We're getting kind of no man's land in Southern Territory at the 45. Need the 41 for a first down. 4th down, second straight go for it by the Wildcats. They are intent early in this offensive series. Southern, 3 down linemen, 3 linebackers. They all show blitz, though. Everybody close to the line. It's single coverage on the outside with 4 receivers. They do bring the blitz. Sprague takes the snap. He's going to throw it over the middle. It's caught at the 40. First down, Bethune-Cookman. Great little screen over the middle to the tight end. That's Khalil Overton.
Hey, he's been working hard all season long, and he know how to find those quick open routes to get into the game and get an open field receiving yards.
All the way down to the 39. Wildcats go fast. 1st and 10 for Bethune-Cookman. Snap to Sprague. Handoff Robinson up the middle. And he's got to get, he's going to push the pile forward for a lot more than I thought. 5-yard gain, 2nd and 5. That Khalil Overton catch was only his 6th of the season, and he was one of the better weapons for Bethune-Cookman through the air last year, so surprising to not see him get a lot of carries.
Right.
Wildcats go fast again, now 2nd and 5. Robinson slips in the backfield and falls down. He got back to the original line of scrimmage. No gain, 3rd down and 5.
Well,
They'll call it actually 3rd down and 7. He lost 2 yards.
He's actually running it. He's actually running this rock today. He feels it in his knees, he feels it in the feet, and he pushed him right through those gaps.
3rd down, and they'll call it 6 from the Southern 34-yard line. Not sure if we're in Cade Hector field goal range. It'd be about a 50-yarder from here. We know he can hit those, but the wind is ever so slightly against him, blowing right to left. 3rd down and 6, and it's going to be an offsides penalty. Free play for Bethune-Cookman. Sprague going to throw. It is incomplete. He was looking for a corner route to the left. That was Amari Stewart again, incomplete.
It was a great play. It was a great setup, and the route that he ran, he hadn't going in a post route outwards, though.
Just overthrew it a little bit.
Just a little bit.
But the Wildcats are going to get another chance, and instead of 3rd down and 6, it's going to be 3rd down and 1.
Right.
So that brings the running game back into it, and we know Jimmy Robinson's been good for 2 or 3 every time he touches the ball.
Right, he's hitting at least about 2 or 3 yards every play that he touches the ball. So this is great for Bethune-Cookman University, starting off strong this way.
3rd and 1 at the 29 of Southern, going left to right. 2 receivers stacked to the near side, to the short side left. Jimmy Robinson in the backfield with Sprague in the gun. Sprague, handoff. Sprague keeps it himself, tries to fall forward, and he's going to be a yard short. Oh, man, it's going to be another 4th and short. And is this in Hector field goal range, or are they going to keep?
This is what we call gutsy. This is what we call taking it to.
They are going to keep the offense on the field for a 3rd straight time on 4th down in this opening drive. Raymond Woody, man, he's got stones early on.
Coach is ready to play. No mercy today.
They're going to bring in the heavy set. Big guys on the left, 2 tight ends. With Robinson in there. Sprague going to go under center now. It's going to be a quarterback sneak. He did not get there. Oh, the ball came out. The ball came out, and Southern has it. Running back the other way midfield. 45-40 right side. He's going to be dragged down inside the BCU 30. What did I say, Chris? Turnovers. Jordan Carter, the free safety, picked up the fumble and immediately flips the field, and that's a huge killer for Bethune-Cookman, who had a great drive going.
It was a great drive, and I love the play calling by Coach Woody going forward on 4th down because it's showing, hey, we came out here to play ball today.
And they're going to add an extra 15 yards onto that because there was a face mask on the tackle.
We got to control the ball. That's going to be the key to the game. Controlling this game all game long, making sure we take care of the ball and cover the ball as well.
Well, now we see Coach Eric Dooley's high-caliber passing offense led by quarterback, the graduate student Harold Blood. He's spent his entire career at Southern. He's been sitting back and waiting for his chance. He's got it this year. He took over in camp to get that job, and he's done a great job to the tune of 1,434 yards on the season.
So this is going to be our defense, and our defense has been phenomenal at Bethune-Cookman this year. They've got
No, they're going to call the face mask on Southern, actually, so back up the Jaguars to the 47-yard line, still in BCU territory, but it gives the defense a little bit more room to work with.
Now, for us on the defensive side is let's continue where we left off last week with those sacks, picking up more sacks and pushing the ball backwards.
I'm looking at the replay right now. They were both grabbing the face mask. It's wild that they called the face mask on Southern. Anyway, 1st and 10 for Southern from the 47-yard line. Blood back to pass, under pressure, sacked. He's going to go down back at the 45. You called it, and Adrian Hall delivers.
What he's been doing all week, putting pressure on that in that end zone. and that back end of the offense.
Second sack of the season, a 7-yard loss, puts the Southern Jaguars all the way back at their own 46-yard line. Snap to Blood. Handoff right side. He's immediately pressured and dragged down for no gain. It's Adrian Hall again.
Defense is going to be the name of the game today.
This Wildcat defense, stellar. One of the tops in the SWAC. They've kept us in every single game. 8:40 to go opening quarter here. Third down and a country mile. Third down and 17 from the 46. Low snap Blood. Now he's under pressure. He's got to throw over the middle. It is going to be caught at the 45 near the first down 40. And the receiver is going to be driven backwards. He's going to be short by about 4 yards. Trying to pick out who that receiver was in the crowd. It's Chandler Whitfield, the junior from Zachary, Louisiana. So let's see now if Southern goes for it on fourth down and short here.
It looked like they stand in the game.
4th and 5 from the BCU 42. Yeah, this is not really in kicking range.
Oh,
Even
right.
NFL kicker, this ain't in their range. This would be about a 56, 57-yarder from here.
So Coach Woody and Coach Dooley are just having a
Battle of fourth downs.
Right.
4th and 5 for Southern from the BCU 43. Blood in the flat, caught to the 35. First down. He got it by a yard.
just by the hair of the chinly chin chin.
That was a nice. The DBs gave the receiver Cassius Allen all kinds of space underneath, and he took it.
And he took advantage of what he saw.
Little rub route underneath, got the corners crossed up.
Right underneath routes that works out for your offensive scheme.
First down and Southern at the BCU 35. Blood pulls it, runs right, has Walls chasing him. He runs back to the 40. Walls falls down. He's going to scamper out of bounds near the 30-yard line, gain of 5.
The defensive ends are coming up, putting pressure on there, but Blood is just a little bit too fast on that edge when you get that edge going out to the end zone, to the out of bounds play like that.
Blood, not really a rusher. He has his negative yardage on the season carrying the ball. That's with the sacks, of course.
Right.
But not really a guy to take off, but he got 6 that time to the 30. 2nd and 4 for Southern. Blood takes the snap. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. Absolutely nowhere to go for Gary Quarles Jr., the graduate transfer from Alabama A&M.
As you can see, all 11 men to the ball. It looks like the whole team came right to the ball. All 7 in the box is right there.
Now 3rd down and 4. Quarles is fantastic, a 2-time All-SWAC performer and an HBCU national champion at Alabama A&M, coming into his graduate season at Southern. 3rd and 4 from the 30. Blood takes the snap. He's going to fake the handoff. He's going to be pressured from behind. The ball comes out, and it's a BCU football. Bethune-Cookman has the ball on the strip sack.
This is going to be the key for the whole game. Turnovers, forcing sacks, and 3 and out.
Good Lord, Adrian Hall. How good of a first drive can you get? A sack, a tackle for loss, and a fumble recovery.
All in one session, right?
It was Laquan Johnson, the linebacker. He was a defensive line to start the season. They transitioned him to linebacker. He came off the edge and actually forced the fumble. And now the Wildcats offense go back out on the field at the 34-yard line of their own, going left to right. Whew.
So now we just got to control the ball, take care of the ball, and continue to do what we were doing.
Michael Torello and Chris Shaw live from EverBank Field.
It's a great day for football.
Yeah, beautiful day, creeping up towards 80 degrees. I think they're going to review the play to see if Blood was down before the ball came out. The one view I had of it, it looked like he was clean.
Well, and then the other part of that is making sure that his arm wasn't in forward motion to make it a fumble. Because, you know, once your arm is in the forward motion, it's considered an incomplete pass.
We'll see if we get a replay on our monitors here. We are not in control of that. That is stadium handling of that. So it doesn't look like we're going to get a replay. So we just let's bring it back, right?
Right. So
it's going to be kind of a crazy start. Both teams going fast on offense. Both teams now have a fumble in this game if this one stands. Let's see. Oh, his arm was going forward. His arm is definitely going forward. They just showed the replay now. I don't think that's going to stand. Unfortunate.
So that's what you want.
Well,
he
tucked it.
He tucked it as if he was going to take off. So now that is considered to be a fumble.
We'll see. It looked like he was going to throw, thought better of it, and tucked it to his chest, then got hit from behind by Johnson as the ball came out. We'll see. But again, it has to be clear evidence to overturn the call on the field, which was fumble.
Right. And that's the key right there. So by him tucking the ball, look as if he was getting ready to take off, then he lost control of the ball. So In hindsight, that's a fumble.
Let's go back to the offensive series for Bethune-Cookman. The fumble aside, what did you see on that first series that gives you kind of hope for this game that we kind of haven't had on the offensive side all year?
Great progression on your offensive line, pushing the defense back and opening up those gaps for the running back to come through and exceed.
And against an excellent run defense statistically.
And then the other part I'm really loving this today is because on 4th downs, you're going for it.
Yeah, and we've had 4th and 1, 4th and 1, 4th and 4. They've gone for it. They got it 2 of the times, and the third one was the fumble. I don't think they would have got it anyway because they tried the quarterback sneak and Sprague was stopped. But, again, great energy and we started slow against Texas Southern. Spotted them 14 points. Here is the official. The quarterback's arm was going forward, no fumble, incomplete pass.
You have got to be kidding me.
He
tucked the ball and looked as if he was going to run off with it.
That's tough for Bethune-Cookman, so it's going to be 4th down and 4 for Southern, and we'll see if they kick a field goal here. They do have 2023 preseason all-first team, all-SWAC kicker Joshua Griffin, who has a long of 42 on the year.
42 yards and field goal.
Yeah. They're going to keep the offense on the field. 4th down.
Also, they going for it too.
They going to 4th down and 5 from the 30-yard line. Got to get to the 25 for a first down. Blood in the gun, Quarles to his right hip. 2 receivers each side. Blood takes the snap. Extra man coming. Dumps it off. Incomplete. He tried to hit Quarles on the wheel route and it went right through his hands. Turnover on downs, and this time the Wildcats will get the ball.
Let's get ready to turn this ball in and get to the end zone. That's the key right now for Bethune-Cookman University, making sure we get into the end zone and score first.
And I tell you what, even if he had caught that ball, Shelton Quarles Jr. was right there. He would have made the tackle short.
Right.
So great job by the Wildcats defense. Even though you think you get the fumble, it's taken away from you. You come out, you make a good play on defense.
And that's the purpose of this game right here, to show guts and glory.
First down and 10 for Bethune-Cookman from their own 30-yard line, going left to right. Sprague back in the game, ball left hash. 2 receivers to the short side. That's the far side. 1 receiver alone on the near side. That's Tink Boyd. Sprague takes the snap, hands off left side. Here's Jaden Bivens, and he runs into his own blocker and falls down for no yards. That was Davino Ellington trying to set the edge.
Great concept of running the ball because they know you're going to line up and try to run inside. So now let's take it to the outside and run the outside.
2nd and 10 after no gain. This is Jaden Bivens, the sophomore from Tampa. 2nd and 10, they bring the H back in, and Khalil Overton, he's going to pass. Sprague is. He's being chased from behind, throws over the middle. Diving catch made at the 43-yard line. It's going to be close to a first down. It is a first down for Dakari Allen Johnson.
Great catch. Great rollout play that they just created right there, rolling out to your right and opening up right in the middle of the field.
Wildcats got some hyper speed on offense. Another snap to Sprague. First down and 10. Bivens stays on his feet, tries to roll left, gets out of the pocket. 50. Into Southern territory at the 43-yard line. 9 yards pick up on first down. They gave him 10 in the first.
You ever played ping pong where it looked like the ball just kind of bounced back and forth?
That was him. That was a great job by Bivens, staying patient, and then finally when the gap came, he rolled out.
He rolled right into that gap and went right down for a first down.
They didn't give him a first down. They were a half yard short at the 47-yard line of Southern, 2nd and 1. No, they did give him a first down. The chain gang was just a little bit behind.
Chain gang just a little delayed today.
Bethune-Cookman going light speed. Screen, left side, Stewart. Makes a man miss at the 50 to the 45. Falls forward, 44-yard line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-yard pickup on first down. That's the 3rd time they've gone to that screen for Stewart.
I kind of like this no-huddle offense that they're running today.
This is the fastest we've seen this offense go all season. It kind of reminds me of the offense that Texas Southern ran last week, that really up-tempo offense trying to keep the defense off balance. 2nd down and 7 after it was only a 3-yard gain. Bivens, handoff middle, nothing there. Great tackle by Rashad Lyles, the nose tackle for Southern. And it's going to be 3rd down and 7.
Rapid fire, consistency. Consistency is what we're seeing today.
3rd and 7. 3rd and 7 from the 44-yard line. Receivers stacked up 2 by 2. Sprague against the extra pressure. Offsides free play. Sprague going deep left side. Man wide open at the 10. Touchdown Bethune-Cookman. Touchdown maroon and gold. Omari Stewart. He was the short guy. He's the deep man, and he scores the opening touchdown of the game.
Looked like he did a Y-seam straight down the field, wide open, because all the screen plays that they've been doing drawed everybody in. So it drew them in.
And it was another offsides on Southern. They gave him a free play, and the safety was not ready.
Was not ready at all because he saw the flag go up probably. That's what he saw the flag.
And Omari Stewart ran right by him. He was wide open. Great pass by Luke Sprague, by the way. Right down the seam, in stride, perfect.
So it looks like his arm is feeling a little bit better now, right?
That's a bit better than last week. It looks like we're going to have the offense on the field maybe go for 2 here.
So it looks like we're going for 2.
Swinging gate here. Oh, no, that's Ethan DiTilio, the holder, who was lined up at quarterback. Now he'll sit down into his 3-point stance. This is Cade Hector for the extra point to the end zone to listeners' right. 4:05 to go first quarter. Wildcats on the board, 6-0. Here's the snap. DiTilio holds it well. It is good. And with 4 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the opening quarter, and there's a bit of a scrum after the play.
Flags are going up now.
Oh boy, this is what you don't want. You don't want this game to get chippy. It's been a great game played so far, and you don't want. And I'm sure both coaches on the sideline are going to be yelling at them, but just don't do that.
Yeah, you want to control your temper. You want to control your emotions. Leave it all on the field, but control yourself.
But let's go back to that touchdown play. Break that down for us.
Listen, you were lined up, and I'm loving the offensive scheme. How we just picking right up, no huddle. Flag came up because of offsides, which drew him in, and wide receiver right down the middle. Wide right down the middle, throws the ball in his hands, wide open, no safety on top.
So they were in that same formation with 3 receivers to the wide side that they've ran the screen out of every time, and they got him to bite. They thought it was going to be a screen again, and the middle guy, who was usually the screen, is going to be offsetting penalties against both teams for sportsmanlike conduct.
And that was the key, drawing them into the screen plays on both sides.
And then when it wasn't a screen play, just went deep, nobody was there on the back end.
So by you already preparing for the screenplay, you already cheating up, and you're safe. That's what happened. The safety cheated up, preparing for the screenplay just in case of a big outbreak.
And we're going to have to see if they continue to play single high safety or drop another guy back there to defend against that deep ball now going forward.
And that's what Southern is going to have to watch out for in this game. We know that the screenplay is working. We know that you're drawing at least 2 to 3 yards on the screenplay. Now let's see what you get in the open field.
Let's get you a drive summary. That play was started on the BCU 30 after a turnover on down, so they're just replaying the touchdown pass in the stadium. Started on the BCU 30, a 6-play, 70-yard drive ending with a 39-yard touchdown pass from Luke Sprague to Omari Stewart, his first touchdown of the year.
And Omari he caught the ball with no problem. He caught it like it was like one of my favorite meals, a piece of pancake, right?
Listen, if you're that wide open and the ball is right on your chest, you gotta pick that up.
You have no choice.
You practice that every day. So it looks like the penalties, the unsportsmanlike conduct penalties, were only on Southern because we are kicking off from midfield here. Hector ready to go, ball right on the C of the BCU logo at midfield here in Jacksonville. Hector addresses the ball with his right foot in short. It's going to be fielded to the 5-yard line in stride by Corey Russell. He's going to run to the right, get a lane 20-25. He's going to be brought down at the 30-yard line by a cavalcade of Wildcats. And now second drive for Southern, and except for that one play where they got the first down on the out route, the BCU defense stood up really well against this high-powered Southern offense. But it's going to be really important for this front 7 for Bethune-Cookman to continually get pressure on Blood, make him uncomfortable, because if he has time to sit in the pocket, he's got the arm strength to deliver it anywhere on the field.
He's going to throw all day against the Wildcats. So you want your front 7 right there in the box, in his face every single time.
1st and 10 for Southern, going right to left. Gold helmets, white, everything else. From the 30-yard line, Blood with Corals back there in the backfield with him, 3 receivers. Blood fakes the screen and throws it incomplete over the middle, 2nd and 10.
That pressure up the middle is working out just for Blood so he can get uncomfortable.
Yeah, I mean, it's Eddie Walsh, man. What more can we say about this guy?
Eddie is playing today. Eddie just came out and said, listen, I'm hungry. I'm coming for you.
He almost had a sack on the first drive, and unfortunately he slipped down before he could make a tackle. But now 2nd down and 10 from the 30. They'll flex 3 receivers to the near side. That's the wide side of the field, ball right hash, Snap to Blood. Fakes the handoff, got to go deep down the middle into one-on-one coverage, way overthrown and incomplete. It looks like there was a miscommunication with his receiver, Colby Washington. He ran an up and in, and then but the quarterback threw it straight.
It was great defense on Stephen's part by staying in his face and man-to-man coverage.
Yeah, but again, that route looked like it was supposed to go under the 15 yards downfield.
It was supposed to.
2 incomplete passes means it's 3rd and 10 from Southern at their own 30. 2-by-2, the receivers, ball in the middle of the field. Quarles in the backfield with Blood as the quarterback. 7 to the box for Bethune-Cookman. They'd rush 6. Blood steps up, throws deep down the field. One-on-one coverage, far sideline. Caught at the BCU 35. That's a great catch. I believe that's Jalen Howard. The Southern numbers are a little hard to see. They're light gold on white with no outline.
Looked like that was
Oh, no.
Whitfield.
Did they say it was incomplete?
Looks as if he stepped out.
I thought the line judge on the far side said that it was a complete pass, but they're lining up.
He stepped out.
It was Whitfield. I didn't see the replay.
Yeah, he stepped out. He came right then, and as he came down, his right foot was on the out
All
of
right,
bounds.
so again, not a great angle for us up here. We're in the broadcast booth around where the camera view is, but it is going to be a punt for Robins Beauplan. Back to receive the kick is Dakari Allen Johnson. Punt away. Johnson fair catch at the 31, and he'll stand right there. So the Wildcats hold on a 3-and-out, but that's the kind of danger that last play poses, where the Jaguars have that deep shot ability. So the corners and safeties are going to have to be on their game today.
They're going to have to stick. They're going to have to. If you're going to play man-to-man defense, you got to play it tight without any regrets and don't open up any gaps.
Wildcats will start at their own 31-yard line. Beauplan, I'm just looking at the replay, got crushed. I'm surprised there wasn't a running into the kicker penalty.
Well, you had your two defenders run into each other and kind of reflected off each other and kind of popped top to the kicker a little bit.
Anyway, no penalty on the play. Here's BCU at their own 30. Make that the 31-yard line. Ball officially spotted. Dakari Allen Johnson in motion. Handoff up the middle. Jump cut in the backfield. Bivens pushing forward for 1 yard up to the 33.
Great way to come right into that gap and just run the ball. I'm loving this offense. This offense just coming right out, showing no mercy, and we going forward.
And you know, I don't have time to go into a tirade right now because the offense is moving at light speed. Sprague screen far side, caught by Johnson, makes one man miss in the backfield and out of bounds near the 35. There is a flag down near where he caught the ball at the 30-yard line. I think we might get a hold on BCU.
Well, you went right back to the screenplay. You went right back to the screenplay again. So trying to see if we're going to open that thing back up and get down the field for another touchdown.
Yeah, well, we're gonna get Davino Ellington. That's his second hold on the outside, trying to set up that screen.
You got to get in front of. You just got to get in front of them. You have to get in front of them to make a great screenplay like that.
Yeah, that's pretty clear. He had the defender by the shoulder pad, and that defender was Dimitri Mostel, the strong safety for Southern. He's almost in the box at the snap. But now it's going to be 2nd down and 18 from the Wildcat 23. 2:58 and counting to go first quarter. Wildcats with a 7-0 lead. Sprague takes the snap back to pass. Pressure coming off the edge. Sprague short over the middle, incomplete, threw it underneath Davino Ellington, and he could not get down to make the catch. And that's tough for Davino. He takes the penalty, and then he can't make the catch.
Well, looking at this offense, it looks as if this offensive line is holding up pretty good for him to get the ball out and throw the ball out. So we just got to control that just a little bit. The screenplays are working, but we got to progress the ball down the field.
3rd and 18. Got to get to the 41. They're at their own 23. Do you have a play in your playbook for 3rd and 18?
You got something.
Sprague takes the snap, extra pressure off the edge. Luke's forced to step up in the pocket. He's going to be taken down. He ran for 1 yard up to the 25, but we're going to have to send it on the punting unit with Anthony Frederick.
I think he got a little nervous just a tad bit back there. He saw the pocket collapse in on him, so he decided to take off.
But he kept his eyes up, always looking downfield. But again, when you're pressured from the back like that, it's tough to throw while you're moving forwards on the run. And they are going to, it's not going to be a sack, but it's going to be a tackle for a gain of only 1. Gavin Cotton got there to him. Darius Henry was also there. So Anthony Frederick will punt from his own 10. C.J. Russell back deep to receive. He stands near the Southern 35-yard line. Frederick gets the punt away. It's a line driver. It's going to be caught at the 35. Fair catch by Russell.
Great call for a fair catch.
Yeah.
There was too many yellow gold helmets right there in front of him.
There was a man racing towards him. That was Kawan Harris, the backup safety. He plays mostly on special teams, but he was motoring down there.
He was right in his face.
It'll be Southern ball at the 35-yard line, going right to left. 7-0 Bethune-Cookman, 2:03 to go first quarter. And after early offensive flurries by both teams, the defenses, as we expected, have started to come to play.
I think this is going to be a great defensive game, too, throughout the series.
Extra man in the backfield, I formation for Southern for the first time. It's going to be a strong side handoff running right. And a flag for holding, as that's, I'm going to flip my chart over to the Southern offense. Kendrick Rhymes, the running back, he's out for only a gain of 2 on the far side. But again, that was a clear hold on the outside. Jeremy Greaves was trying to get there, and he was just being pulled back.
He was just being tugged in while he was trying to get down the field, because as you run the outside route, as you run a screen play, or as you run on your out play, your job as a defensive end, a defensive tackle, hey, slide everybody down, push everybody down.
Yeah, watch on the replay here as Bethune-Cookman, the guy. The camera work's not that great, but Conroy Cunningham got his jersey ripped back as he was about to make the tackle. If he hadn't been impeded, it would have been tackled for maybe 4 or 5. But it's a 10-yard penalty, 1st and 20 at the 25. Blood pressured. He's going to escape. Down he goes. It's a sack back at the 21-yard line. A 4-yard sack for Bethune-Cookman. Conroy Cunningham gets his revenge.
I tell you, this defensive line, this defense is hungry today. This defense is coming out to continue where they left off at last week, to show this is what we're made of.
Conroy Cunningham says, "Can't hold me this time." 4-yard sack, 2nd and 24 at the 21 for Southern. They got to get to the 45 for a first down. But this is where they're dangerous, right? The deep passing game.
And this is where Blood comes in, and he know how to read the defense and play the game, getting down the field.
Almost 1,500 yards passing through 6 games for Harold Blood. 3 receivers, 2 each side. Blood takes the snap. It's going to be a draw play to the outside. Ripped down at the 20-yard line. They tried to go back to Quarles, and De'Aris Thomas, the team leader in tackles, says absolutely not.
He stayed home. It looked as if he was going to blitz the gap, but he bounced out, came right up and made the tackle once he saw what was going on.
No gain, 3rd down and 24 from the Southern 21-yard line. Man, what a tackle.
What a tackle.
It was a WWE-style tackle from the shoulder pads.
You're not going nowhere.
De'Aris Thomas. We sing De'Aris Thomas's praises pretty much every week.
Every week, but he loves what he does.
Thomas trying to get the crowd fired up now, the crowd that has made their way out here to Duval County. 3rd and 24 for Southern. 1 man in motion left to right. There's 4 receivers in the formation. Snap to Blood. It's a low snap. He stands in the pocket, throws over the middle. It is incomplete. Diving attempt made by Whitfield, and he could not catch up to it.
Defense is right in everybody's face, no matter wherever you look at. They're right there in front of the quarterback. They're right there on the defensive line is right in front of the O-line. You're putting your hands up so you can't see anything. So by the time you make the play down the field, it's already there because your DBs are right there on top of you.
10 seconds left in the first quarter. This punt will be the last play of quarter number 1. But this is the game we kind of expected after the early offensive showing by Bethune-Cookman. Defensive stand, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. Both defenses getting good pressure up the middle. This is Beauplan again to punt. He stands at his own 6-yard line. Dakari Allen Johnson back at the 35 of Bethune-Cookman. They almost blocked the punt. It is away. Johnson fields it at the 30, running left, gets past 1 man, 40, dragged down to the 41-yard line. And when we start the second quarter, it will be Wildcat ball at their own 41-yard line, leading 7-0. You're listening to Bethune-Cookman University Football on the CatEye Network and 1380 WELE. The nation's largest HBCU football game is back. November 18th, come catch your Wildcats as they take on rival Florida A&M in the 43rd annual Florida Blue Florida Classic at Camping World Stadium in Orlando. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Michael Torillo, Chris Shaw in the broadcast booth here at EverBank Stadium on a beautiful Saturday afternoon here in Florida. 7-0 Wildcats as we begin the second quarter. The Wildcats will have the ball after the Southern 3 and out. Chris, sum up that first quarter for me real quick.
Fast offensive pace. No huddle, getting right down the field, pushing the D-line back, opening up the gaps, getting the running game in. On the defensive side, coming in, trying to get 3 and out, stopping everything. That's the summary of the first half.
I'll tell you what, the Wildcats, the defensive front seven has probably been the best unit we've had this year. They have stepped up more than they have any other first quarter in the whole season today. I think this is the first time we've held an opponent scoreless in the first quarter. I will confirm.
Well, even though it's a continuation from last week.
The only other time we held an opponent scoreless was Savannah State. Every other team we've played has scored in the first quarter, so
right.
a good sign for the defense. Here we go, Bethune-Cookman starting from their own 41-yard line, this time going right to left in the all gold as we begin the second quarter. Ball right hash, wide receivers stacked 2 by 2. Luke Sprague in the backfield. He's going to take the snap, look to throw to his right underneath, caught by Tink Boyd, 45, whistle and a stoppage of play as Boyd stepped out of bounds at the 44-yard line.
Right. Kind of short, keeping those short routes just at a safe distance so to make sure that your receiver can receive the ball and drawing all your defensive line, your defensive backs in so you can get something down the field.
First catch by Tink Boyd on the day. He is the Wildcats' leading receiver. A gain of only 3, 2nd and 7. Sprague takes the snap. Robinson up the middle on a handoff. Going to get 2 up to the 46. Going to bring up 3rd down and 5.
This O-line is really pushing today.
Yeah,
they've been real beefy today, pushing everybody back.
It's a trend that started back at Alabama State where we kind of saw the run game start to develop, and it's just been building every week.
Yes.
3rd and 5 from the BCU 46. 3 receivers bunched to the near side left, 1 receiver alone on the far side. That's Jalen Brown. Sprague in the gun. Looks to the sideline, changes the play, now takes the snap, extra pressure off the edge, throws in a one-on-one coverage far side, knocked away. Flag on the play.
I was waiting on that one. Because it looked like you saw a lot of play action, a lot of play going on.
There was a lot of hand fighting. Yeah, a lot of hand fighting. Well, again, this is one of those calls could go either way. I think it is on the defense.
I believe it's on the defense, but let's see what the referee says.
It was Kristen Davis and Jalen Brown hand fighting there on the far side. It is going to be on the defense, so give a first down to BCU. And this is the thing that Bethune-Cookman has done so well. They haven't been penalized. They're tops in the SWAC at fewest penalties, but they have forced opponents to take a lot of penalties. Southern is in the bottom 10 nationally in penalties yards against. So if you put them under pressure, they will make mistakes, as we've seen with the 2 offsides penalties so far.
And that's going to be part of the game, and that's how well you run your offense as well.
That'll move the ball to the 39-yard line of Southern. Snap to Sprague. He'll roll to his right, looking downfield. Nothing open. He's going to toss it down the field. Incomplete. And those are the kind of throws with the turnover problems that the Wildcats have had this season. Throwing it into double coverage, trying to hit a guy in Dakari Allen Johnson is 5'7". It's kind of maybe not the throws you want to play.
You have to be careful when you're doing rollout plays like that. It was a rollout play to your right, and you're looking down the field, but you got to remember that the defensive line is coming in, and they're moving things to you. They're moving real fast at you.
The Wildcats will take a little bit of a breather. I'm shocked we're going at such a high pace on offense. We've been kind of the poster boy of college football, playing it slow and not doing this no-huddle spread offense, but it all changes with Luke Sprague's under center.
Right, because you got somebody that's explosive, somebody that understands and can read the defense and know how to read your offense and tell your offense this is where you need to be.
Sprague, the junior from Springfield, Pennsylvania, transfer from Nassau Community College. Before that, Long Island University. 2nd and 10 for the Wildcats after the incomplete pass. Robinson up the middle looking for a hole. Again, great push by the offensive line, but they only end up getting 1 yard.
Yeah, that defense of Southern is trying to show out, but they're no match to this offensive line that we've been looking at since the first quarter.
And when the Wildcats have had the most success running the football, it's been bouncing it to the outside, running straight up the middle against guys like Rasheed Lyles and David Cotton. It's going to be tough sledding. You can get it done, but you're better off trying to get those guys to move laterally.
But see, as a coach, You draw them in the middle, then you bounce them out.
They didn't give him any yards on the play. 3rd and 9 from the Southern 39. Sprague in the gun, Overton in at tight end. He takes the snap. Here comes the pressure. Sprague launches it down the field, wide open to the 10. It's underthrown and incomplete. It was looking for Jalen Brown, and it's just underthrown.
It would have been a wide open if he had kept his footing and the ball was thrown just a little bit more before the pressure got to him.
Yeah, if the ball's thrown up the field, that's a touchdown because Jalen Truzado was the intended receiver. That ball, he had beaten his corner.
That corner was lost. That corner was all the way somewhere over in La La Land while the receiver was down the field.
We are just outside of Cade Hector's field goal range. Cade's long on the season is 45. So it'll be Anthony Frederick to try and pin the Jaguars deep. Corey Russell stands at his own 10-yard line ready to take the punt. Both teams have been aggressive at trying to go after punts so far in this game. 13 minutes to go, second quarter, 7-0 Bethune-Cookman.
If you can just get this punt to about the 2 in the corner, the punting this season has been phenomenal for Bethune-Cookman.
Anthony Frederick and, of course, Max Trulin as well, the Australian, when he has come in, both been very good.
Especially in that Jackson State game where we were pinning everybody back to the 4, 2, and the 5-yard line.
Here's the snap, no pressure on it. Frederick gets it away, high arcing kick in the middle of the field. It's going to drop to the 5-yard line, and it's going to sit right there at the 6. Beautiful punt by Frederick.
What a punt. What a punt.
And
wow.
Russell let it go. He just said, I want no part of this. Vacated the area and let that ball bounce, and it just sit there. Didn't move.
That's the best decision that you should have for a formation like this. When that punt comes in and it's this deep in the end zone, you don't want to make any mistakes. So you just let that ball go, and we'll see where we go offensively from here.
Yeah, I think defensively for Bethune-Cookman, I think you've got to hunt to safety here. Your defensive line's been so good early on here.
As long as the defense keep eating the macaroni and cheese that they're looking at, it's going to be phenomenal.
You say macaroni and cheese with the all-gold uniforms we got out there today. I'm picking up what you're putting down. 1st and 10 for Southern. They'll spot the ball at their own 6-yard line, going left to right. Gold helmets, white jerseys, white pants, gold numbers with teal trim for Southern today. Blood is the quarterback. He's going to hand the ball off up the middle. Absolutely nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go. They tried to run that thing right up the middle and stay right at home. Great job for the defensive side of the Wildcats.
Nothing for Gary Quarles. Laquan Johnson led the charge, made the first man in to make the tackle. 2nd and 10, 12:30 to go in the first half. 2nd and 10 from their own 6. Wildcats trying to pin the Jaguars deep here. Blood in the gun with Quarles on his left hip. No, excuse me, that's Kendrick Rhymes. Blood back to throw. Over the middle, caught 25, 27-yard line. Big first down for Southern. And that's where Southern can hurt you, those quick passes over the middle.
Blood took a nice little hit right there. It was just about a hair of the chin before could have been a safety.
That was a nice slant to Colby Washington. 1st and 10 for Southern, just past the 25. Handoff, middle, breaking free. Quarles in the middle of the field. First down and more past the 45 to the 47. And that's the first big run we've seen from either team.
That's the big run that Southern has had. Bethune-Cookman is putting that pressure in the way they should be, focusing in on that middle run because they know that middle is trying to get that middle run on their
Wildcats wholesale changes on the front forward. They bring 4 out. They bring 4 out and 4 in. They've been doing it all season. They have 2 units in there, and they'll just interchange them so guys don't get tired. 1st and 10 for Southern. Handoff Quarles. He's going to bounce it out of the outside, but he's going to be dragged down by the legs by De'Aris Thomas. Gain of about 4 past midfield to the BCU 49.
All right,
2nd and 6.
Defensively, we're going to have to start back controlling our run game. We got to go back to controlling this run game.
And we've been doing it very well through the first part of the game up until this drive. So I have no doubt we can get back to being dominant up front. This time, Southern spreads them all out. 3 receivers left, single right. Ball in the middle of the field to the 49. 1 receiver comes in motion left to right. That's Washington. Here's the snap to Blood. No pressure. He's going to throw it deep down the field. It's going to be overthrown and incomplete. Jabari Jowden, the strong safety, looked like he may have been angling to pick that ball off, but it was just too far in front of him. 3rd down.
I don't know if the sun got to him first, but it looked as if he was coming right to it, and he saw I hit the interception and just said,
We've seen the arm strength from Blood, but sometimes he can be a bit wild. We've seen that a couple times.
It's a nice cannon that he has, but you got to be careful with Bethune-Cookman defensive backs.
We do have a couple of interceptions on the season. 4 for Bethune-Cookman this so far. But nobody with more than 1. 4 guys have 1 interception.
So everyone has one interception apiece,
Yeah.
which you still got to be careful because it can happen at any given time. That's why we say any given Saturday.
Southern is going to take a timeout. They'll face 3rd down and 6 at the 49-yard line here at EverBank.
Listen, Southern has been coming in and they're trying to get this ball, and their run game has picked up just a little bit. But Bethune-Cookman defense is going to have to stop in this. They have to get back to stopping the run game. We were packing 7 in the box, and we're going to have to go back to packing that 7 in the box. But it's kind of hard to do when you got 3 or 4 receivers on the outside. So
Nike is the official outfitter of the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. Gear up on the newest BCU Nike gear at nike.com/Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. Make sure you are representing Bethune-Cookman University Athletics to the fullest. Buy the latest BCU gear online at the Bethune-Cookman online store. Go to bcuathletics.com and click on shop. 3rd and 6 for Southern from the BCU 49, just across midfield. 5 wide receivers in the formation. Blood back to pass, pressured from the edge. He's going to scramble to his right. Wide open field in front of him. 45-40, makes a cut in the middle of the field, 30. And he's brought down inside the 20-yard line at the 19. Huge run by Blood. I think that's his best run of the season.
That's the best run of the season that we've seen thus far.
There is a flag down.
All the pressure came from the right side of the field from Bethune-Cookman, which allowed the left side of the field to be open.
There's a flag down far side of the field. That run was to the near side. Not sure what the flag is for.
Probably holding.
And they're going to get holding on Bethune-Cookman, which is going to make this a 1st and goal for Southern.
Yet Southern declined the penalty, which put the ball right on the, looks like we're going right to the 20.
I'll put the ball at the 20-yard line, not quite inside the 10. 1st and 10 for Southern for the BCU 20. Let's see if the Wildcats can hold inside the red zone.
First time Southern has been in the red zone today.
Wildcat red zone defense. They've allowed 16 touchdowns in 23 opponent attempts. Here's a run to the near side by Blood, cut down at the 11. Gain of 8.
Yeah, that run game is starting to open up for Southern, but
Correction, that was Rhymes on the carry.
Kendrick Rhymes. It was like a halfback delay.
Mm-hmm. Rhymes now over 200 rushing yards on the season with that carry. He's also got 2 touchdowns on the ground and 2 touchdowns through the air. 2nd and 2, handoff, Rhymes running left, big hole, falls down, 1st and goal at the 6-yard line for Southern. Everybody dove the middle and he just bounced it outside.
And that's what he's been looking for, that outside opening up. So we're going to have to pack that box back in and put more pressure in on this run game.
1st and goal from the 6. Blood, snap, handoff, Rhymes, nothing. Up the middle, 2nd and goal. That's Eddie Walls on the stop.
That's what you got to do. When your back is against and you don't want them to score a touchdown, you have to pack that box in and make sure we stop the run game, because that's what everybody's comfortable with doing. You're going to try to run a good run game and get in the end zone and score.
This Southern offense averaging 359 yards per game and 22.5 points.
But this defense can stop them. This defense can stop.
This defense can play with anyone. We've seen that through the first 3 weeks of conference play. 2nd and goal from the 6 for the Jaguars. Blood in the gun. He takes the snap. Rhymes wide open to the flat, but Blood's going to run it himself. 5 touchdowns Southern, and as he bumps his way in. And the Jaguars are on the board.
Even though Blood is not known for his running ability, he still found a way to say, hey, I'm going to draw you in. Look like I'm throwing the ball, but then just took the ball in and run to the end zone. So now we're at 6-7. Bethune-Cookman still up as the extra point team come in.
That play, that drive, 9 plays, 88 yards. They started on their own 6 and finished it off with a 6-yard run by Harold Blood. His first rushing touchdown of the season. Extra point up and a whistle and a stoppage of play. False start on the extra point. The kick was through by Joshua Griffin. Excuse me, correction on the drive summary. That's 10 plays, 94 yards, ending with a 6-yard touchdown run by Blood, as they'll have to back Joshua Griffin up a little bit after the 5-yard penalty. Griffin, as I mentioned, a preseason first-team All-SWAC player, also Phil Steele and Blue Bloods preseason All-SWAC. He was the specialist of the week in the SWAC back in week 3. Spent his entire career at Southern, and like Texas Southern last week, I mentioned it on the broadcast, a lot of players doing my research for this week as that extra point is up and good. So it's 7-7 with 8:46 to go in the first half. A lot of these players on this Southern roster, they've either transferred in for a graduate year and have 1 year, or have played their entire career at Southern and have just gotten into the starting roster now.
You know, when you have a passion for the game, you're going to do whatever you can to continue to play. And I've seen that a lot lately in this college ramification, where guys who graduate come back another year and go to grad school.
And with the transfer portal and extra eligibility from COVID year, and it's all kind of a mess. And we're still sorting it out here almost 4 years later.
And it tells me that you're really serious about your education and you're really serious about the game.
Yeah. And there was a great quote. I was interviewing Shelton Quarles earlier this season, and he said, I'm a student first, student athlete. I asked him, the question was, why did you stay at Bethune-Cookman for your senior year? And he said, I'm a student first. I want to get my degree, and here's where I want to do it. And I thought that was a great answer.
It's phenomenal. We have some of the smartest young men on this field, but they're extremely smart in the classroom, and it's amazing.
Griffin getting ready to kick off. Darnell Dees back with his toes on the 5-yard line. He will watch the ball go out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. That's a big leg by Griffin.
You play it safe. Just don't even try to go for it. Just let it go over your head.
Yeah. And that's into the slight breeze going right to left. He kicked that 10 yards deep in the end zone.
That way you could just line up right on the 20 so we can go down and get back to our game the way we know how to play football.
Yeah, so I listen to a lot of the talk around Wildcat Nation. Don't think I don't listen and don't, I'm not just completely unplugged Saturday to Saturday. I know the in-game adjustments are what a lot of y'all have been talking about. I think we've seen it so far in this game.
Yeah, rapid-fire offense, no huddle offense coming right back into play.
1st and 10 for Bethune-Cookman from their own 25, going right to left. 8:46 to go here in this first half. 7-7 the score here at EverBank Field. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Sprague pump fakes, hit as he throws deep down the near side. Numbers incomplete over the head of Tink Boyd. And that's the first shot that Sprague has really taken today. That's big, number 90, Rasheed Lyles on the hit.
Yeah, that came in kind of heavy. You always want your quarterback to be careful. You always want them to stay protected.
Check that, Davin Cotton, one of those defensive tackles in the middle, got back to him. Cotton, a graduate transfer from LSU, so you know he's got the size and the pedigree. 2nd and 10 from the 25. 3 receivers. Sprague throwing, crossing pattern, intercepted.
Yeah.
Intercepted by Christian Davis at the 40-yard line. He ran it back to the 38. He just bumped Davino Ellington off his route.
And that's all it was. Davino was right there en route and could receive the ball, but he just got bumped, and the DB came in and took it.
Turnovers. It was almost a carbon copy of the interception Sprague had against Texas Southern.
Last week, yeah. So now what you put your defense back in a predicament where the defense got to come in and play a little bit stronger and a little bit harder and try to get a 3-and-out or get a turnover.
And we saw this against the Jackson State game where you were calling the game with me, right? The defense kept us in the game, but at a certain point, you're on the field the entire game, you get worn down.
You get worn down. So defense going to have to come in and let's play. Let's pack this box in and let's do what we do.
1st and 10 for Southern from the Bethune-Cookman 38. Handoff Rhymes running left, trying to stretch the play outside. He'll get tackled for a gain of just 1. Shelton Quarles with the stop.
That's what you do. You run that ball. If they're going to run a sweep route, you go down the field and make sure you keep them in front of you at all times.
2nd and 9 at the 37, 8:20 and counting to go first half. And something I remember from the last week's game against Texas Southern, the Wildcats came out and dominated the 3rd quarter. So,
and that's what I'm saying. They just picking up where they left off at last week.
Mm-hmm.
Fast-paced offense and getting down the field.
2nd down and 9 after the gain of 1. Snap, blood, no pressure, throws middle, caught, 25 down to the 21. No, ball came out. Did he say he caught it? Yeah, he was down. before the ball came out. 1st and 10 for Southern to the 22-yard line of BCU.
Listen, Blood is throwing this ball and getting the middle of the field open. Most of the throws that he's thrown to has been in the middle of the field.
That was Colby Washington on the catch, the graduate transfer from Prairie View. 3 receivers right, single left, 1st and 10 for Southern to the BCU 22, going left to right. 7:27 to go. First half in a 7-7 ball game. Blood looks to throw quickly to the slant to the left side. It is caught, and Amari Jones pushes the receiver out of bounds for a loss of 1 back to the 23.
Amari's been playing defensive end, been playing defensive tackle. Now he's playing DB.
He started the season
see him everywhere.
He started the season as a nickel,
right?
So he can play everywhere. And he's one of those guys, right, that the defense really leans on. He had the highlight play back against Memphis with that pick 6.
Defensive leader. That's what you call leadership.
Jones, a junior from Leonard High School in Ruskin. Snap to Blood, handoff, middle right, through the middle, touchdown Southern. Nobody touched Rhymes on a 22-yard scamper.
Wow. That gap opened right up for Southern, and it was wide open right down the field and go.
3rd touchdown run of the season for Kendrick Rhymes, the sophomore from Houston, Texas. And it's a lead for the Jaguars late in the first half.
Southern offensive line just came right in, and they shedded the block and pushed everybody in.
They're doing what we did to them in the first quarter right now.
Right. So it's going to be up to Bethune-Cookman to come back and get back to that offensive play what they had already and bring that energy back into this quarter.
Griffin on for the extra point. Griffin's from Vicksburg, Mississippi. The extra point is up and good. 6:46 to go first half. Southern Jaguars 14. Wildcats of Bethune-Cookman just 7. While we have some time, I want to get you to the Southern opponent report that I didn't get to in the pregame show. They're 3-3 in the season, 2-1 in SWAC play. They have played 1 contest against a non-SWAC opponent. That was Lincoln University of California last week for their homecoming. They won that 45-18. They rank 2nd in SWAC in points allowed at 15.8 per game. Offensively, they're middle of the pack, 22.5 points. The Jaguars led by their passing attack by Harold Blood, who's 2nd of the SWAC in passing yards per game, 238.5. He's thrown 9 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. Running back Gary Quarles leads the way with 378 yards rushing and 3 scores. And on defense, senior linebacker Jalen Campbell, who has not made a stop yet today, has 50 total tackles on the season with 2.5 tackles for loss. And that's the little bit of a preview of the Southern Jaguars. And they've been playing up to as advertised so far. Great defense, and the offense has been good.
Yeah, they're coming in to do their part. So we just need for Bethune-Cookman to come in and pick back up where we left off last week, keeping that same energy, keeping that same pace for the rest of the season.
Griffin to swing his left leg through the football at the 35, high in the air. It's going to be fielded by Darnell Dees at the 5-yard line. He's going to run it out to the 10, 15, 20, bounces it left to the 25, and dragged out of bounds near the 30. They'll spot the ball at the 28.
Great return.
And that's Darnell Dees, the 2023 preseason All-First-Team returner and the 2022 All-SWAC First-Team returner as well. He is dynamite when he gets going.
Once that ball get in his hand, especially on special teams, he becomes a whole nother person.
He picked up a couple of returns last week, including one into Texas Southern Territory. Before that, he'd only had 2 returns on the season. His teams were specifically kicking it away from him.
You know what? I think Marvel's going to need a new flash. DC, somebody going to need a new flash.
1st and 10 for BCU, right to left at the 28-yard line. Sprague rolls to his right, avoids a man in the backfield, and he's going to be ripped down from behind. He got back to the original line of scrimmage, but it's no gain on the play.
Did you see that block by the running back?
Yeah, Bivens did have a great block to get Sprague some space. But it's tough to guard a guy like Willie Miles, 5'9", 350. Coming at you from the back, 2nd and 10.
When you got somebody that big coming at you and running full motion, it's hard to cover.
Handoff, Bivens running left, looking for a lane, cuts it back. He gets to the 30. A helmet flies off in the scrum, but it's only a gain of 1, and it's 3rd down and 9.
But it was good the way that Bivens saw that gap and how that gap opened up for him. He was supposed to go through one gap and hit the bounce and just took the gap and went right through.
3rd and 9 from the 30-yard line of BCU going right to left. Southern brings the different package in. 3 linebackers, 2 deep safeties now. Sprague in the gun, flag offsides. Sprague deep over the middle. It is a leaping catch near midfield. First down, Bethune-Cookman. Dakari Allen Johnson.
It was going to be a free play anyway because flags came in with offsides on the defense, but it opens right up for us to get right down and progress. So that's third penalty number 3.
Third offsides for Southern. And on every one of those 3 plays, Sprague has liberty to just gun it, and he's made connections. One of them was for a touchdown, and that's a 20-yard pickup for a first down.
So let's see if we can keep this momentum going before we go into the halftime.
First down, BCU. They'll spot the ball near midfield at the 48-yard line. The shadows beginning to creep across the field as the sun sets behind us here at EverBank Stadium. It's got a beautiful day for football. Not a cloud in the sky, 78 degrees. Sprague, pump fakes, backs up, now scampers out the back door. He's going to throw the ball across his body, caught by Dakari Allen Johnson. 40, 45, down to the 32-yard line.
That's the one rule that every quarterback talks about. Never throw across your body, but he had no choice but to because
he made it work.
It was either get sacked or get the ball out of my hand.
But great job by Sprague to escape the blitz and then throw on the rollout.
Right.
Wildcats will go fast. They'll spread 4 receivers to the far side. Watch for that screen again. It's going to be a run up the middle. Bivens trying to get outside. Bounces off some tacklers inside the 30 to the 29. Nice 5-yard pickup on first down.
Just when you thought they was going to, Bethune-Cookman was going to throw the ball, they just did a halfback draw. You got to play it down?
Tristan Davis, no correction. Dimitri Mostel, the starting strong safety for Southern, slow to get up a little bit.
And slow to get up as well for Bethune-Cookman. Jimmy Robinson III.
Without correction, that was Robinson on the run, not Bivens. They do trade them back and forth,
right?
in and out.
It's hard to keep up with them when
Yeah.
they're moving back and forth so fast.
The Wildcats will run 5 running backs today. Jaden Bivens, Jimmy Robinson, Terry Lindsay, DeAndre McCutcheon, and Markai Shaw, who we haven't seen yet, but keeps us on our toes up here.
Did you say Shaw?
Markai Shaw.
I need to meet that young man. We might be best friends.
Second down and 5 from the Southern 29. Wildcats trailing by 7, under 5 minutes to go here in the first half. Tight end in the game as the fullback right, 2 receivers right, single left, off false start Antoine Wells at his left guard position.
Yeah. The defense was pulling all their guys up, making it look as if a blitz was coming in. So when you as an offensive tackle and an offensive guard, you looking at it, but you should know the count. You know the count, so you got to pay attention to the count.
That backs us back up to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and 10 on the 34.
4 minutes and 21 seconds left to go in this second quarter before halftime.
Wildcats trying to get back into this one, trailing by 7. 1 man in motion on the far side. Sprague takes the snap. Pressure comes off the backside. He throws underneath, caught by DAJ, and he's going to be only a 1-yard gain, short crossing pattern. 3rd down and 9 at the 34.
This offensive line is trying to hold up as much as they can on this pass protection.
Now that time they brought the corner from the backside, and Sprague had to get it away.
Get the ball out of his hands.
3rd and 9. Wildcats from the 34. 7 in the box for Southern. They bring the extra strong safety in. There's only one safety deep.
In the back.
4 receivers, 2 to each side for
So
Cookman. Ball right hash.
He calls it.
Sprague takes the snap. He's under pressure. He's forced to scramble. He's going to stay on his feet, look for a pass, try to dump it short, incomplete. He was scrambling, and he's going to be put on his back all the way back at the 50. You did get the pass away, and it's incomplete, so it's going to be 3rd and 9 at the 34-yard line.
Great play. Great way to play from a smart point of view. Get the ball out of your hand. You got all this pressure in you.
Now,
so here's a running back. Let me just see if I can dump it off.
The referees are debating, and I wonder if they're debating either ineligible man downfield or intentional grounding. They did throw a flag.
That's kind of hard. I would consider it intentional grounding, but let's see what the referee has to say.
It is intentional grounding. No eligible receiver because he threw it to an offensive lineman. So loss of down, so it'll be 4th down, and I think Anthony Frederick will come on to punt.
So they're calling both of them at the same time.
Yep.
Intentional grounding and an eligible man down the field.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't really down the field. It was kind of in the back end because he dropped back a little bit.
Downfield is relative to where the guy's throwing the ball from. Sprague had to really scramble as the offensive line. They brought the extra pressure. And the offensive line just was 2-on-1.
Right.
And now Frederick's going to stand at his own 40 trying to pin the Jaguars deep. Russell stands at his own 10.
With 3:28 left to go in the second quarter, we don't want the same thing to happen again.
Wildcats only had 10 on the field as Jalen Brown runs in late. Frederick with his heels near the 40-yard line. Whistle and a stoppage of play, and it looks like there might be a timeout called. No signal yet from the officials. Well, coming up at halftime, if you're listening on WELE, you'll hear your standard halftime show with Larry Steele and Dan Ryan. If you're watching us here on the CatEye Network on YouTube, you'll hear the Battle of the Bands between the Marching Wildcats and the Human Jukebox of Southern University.
And like both bands have cleared to get down to the field, so they're no longer in the stands. Maybe that's why it's been a little quiet.
Yeah, it's been great. Atmosphere's been great today. I mean, you're in an NFL stadium, 2 bands. It's been fantastic.
Great weather. What more can you ask for?
It will be a review. They're going to review something.
So maybe they're reviewing the intentional grounding,
the intentional
or
grounding.
eligible receiver down the field.
Yeah, so we'll take a step back and be right back after the review. You're listening to Bethune-Cookman University Football on the CatEye Network at 1380 WELE. Michael Torello, Chris Shaw, back at EverBank Field. Thank you for listening to us on the CatEye Network at 1380 WELE. We are currently in a review. It is BCU 4th down and long after an intentional grounding penalty. We will see what the referee has to say. So it is going to be an incomplete pass because it was tipped by a defensive player.
Right.
Okay. We'll take it.
Yeah, we'll take it. It was more of an incomplete pass instead of intentional grounding.
So now it's going to be 4th and 9 at the 34-yard line. Is this field goal range? No. We're going to see Anthony Frederick to try and pin Southern deep. Last time he put him at the 6-yard line.
And they took that 6-yard line and took advantage of it and got down the field.
Yep. And there's a lot of late moving and shaking for Bethune-Cookman as here comes the field goal unit. How much time's left on the play clock? Play clock hasn't started yet, still 25 seconds, so they are going to try a 50-yard field goal for Cade Hector. His longest on the season is 45.
Hey, why not? What do you have to lose, right? Let's go for it. Let's see what we can do. I believe in our kicker.
51. It's 51.
He can do this.
He's made him in practice from this distance. He has the leg, the Australian out of Sydney. It'll be a 51-yard field goal attempt towards the left side. He got the wind against him. Here's the snap. The kick is blocked.
It was blocked.
And it's going to fall down near the 10-yard line. Southern's going to pick it up at the 2. Run left side with it, 5, 10, 15, 20. Tiptoes the sideline, 25, 30. A flag is down, 35, 40. Cuts it back middle of the field, 45 midfield. Being chased, the returner to the 30. He's going to get a block. He's going to skip past another defender at the 15, running to the middle of the field. Another flag flies. 2 flags on the play. Southern defender down at the 12-yard line of BCU. Huge field position flip if this stands. The ball was tipped. It did not go into the end zone. It sat down at about the 1-yard line, and Southern just picked it up and ran with it.
Before he decided to pick it up and just took off and ran. Ran all the way across on the far side of the field to cut back across to the middle side of the field to go further to the right side of the field to go back to the middle side of the field.
There are 3 penalty markers down. One near the 10-yard line of Bethune-Cookman, one near midfield, and another all the way back at the 15-yard line of Southern, all the way to the left.
So I wonder if all of these penalties on Southern, because there was a big hit right here.
They showed the replay in the stadium. It was a good block. Jalen Campbell got his hand on it, and it just kind of sputtered down to the 2-yard line.
You saw all the paw on that ball.
And this is something that Bethune-Cookman works on in practice. They call it matching hands. They do it with the quarterbacks, too, to knock down passes at the line of scrimmage. When the quarterback puts his hand up, your hand goes up. And also, when the kicker puts his leg up, your hand goes up, so you get more blocks that way.
Right. So, and that's what you want to do. You want to block as many field goals, extra points that you can, or even punts for that fact. Because if you can block a punt and keep it down on this end, closer to your end zone.
A block punt is maybe the biggest field position swing play in all of football.
Yeah, it's amazing.
This could be a long report for the referee crew with 3 flags down.
You got 3 flags down here on the ground, and everybody saw something different. And now you got to figure out which one is going to offset the other one, that's going to offset the other for which one you want to take.
Let's pull back from football for a second and talk about basketball. Men's and women's basketball season tickets are on sale now. Head coaches Reggie Theus and Janelle Creighton are ready to tip off the 2023-2024 season. Wildcat basketball is right around the corner, and season tickets are on sale now at the box office. So holding on Southern.
Holding on Southern. All 3 plays won't.
Declined.
All 3 on the receiving team.
Illegal blindside block on Southern. Also declined. And the 3rd penalty, illegal block in the back on Southern. So that's the one that's at the 15-yard line all the way back. So they're going to move this ball to the 7 of Southern.
And too many players on the field for the receiving team.
So they'll back this up to the 4.
Oh.
So it's a punt, essentially.
Right.
We thought, we'll punt, we'll go down to the 3, and then, here they are. They're starting inside the 5. So
they had 4. They had 3 penalties. Well, actually 4, to be honest.
Yeah.
You had too many.
So a huge shout out to the refereeing crew for coming together on that one. Jarvis Walker's our referee, umpire Curtis Arnick, linesman Ken McCant, Ben Williamson, Ben Hay, field judge Nicholas Stansel. They all did a fantastic job there.
Yeah, they had to huddle and meet for that. For all 3 of those plays, all 3 of those flags that were out.
They let me get through an entire ad read. That's how long that took. Anyway, basketball season tickets on sale now at the BCU box office for just $225 on the lower level and $125 on the upper level. Wildcat basketball wants to see you this season at Moore Gymnasium. I'll be there all season long calling Wildcat basketball on the CatEye Network. Also going to a couple road games this year to bring you CatEye Radio for basketball. Southern sets up at their own 3-yard line, going left to right. 3 minutes to go. Handoff, right side, nothing. Absolutely nothing for Gary Quarles.
Caught him probably a yard gain, maybe?
No, he got back to the original line of scrimmage and nothing else. In fact, he lost a yard back to the 3.
Yeah, great way to eat.
And there's a injured Jaguar down on the field. That is Kyrie Wade McLeod, the offensive lineman.
Wow, you never want to see anybody hurt.
Yeah, but again, when the run blocking or run stopping rather has been good, it's been outstanding for Bethune-Cookman. But they've let some plays slip.
Yeah, and it happens. It happens. You might slip here, you might slip there.
But overall, defensively, fantastic. They're giving up 182 rushing yards a game, BCU is. But, again, you got to factor in the fact that they've played Miami, they've played Memphis, And they played Jackson State with that fantastic running back, Irv Mulligan. So the rushing number's a bit skewed. This defense, and especially the front seven against the run, just outstanding.
Listen, our defense has been phenomenal throughout the whole year. The defense have come in, they've done their job, they've done their due diligence to come out here to stop the offense from getting down and progressing down the field. So,
Yep.
Look like McLeod is up.
McLeod is up, but unfortunately for Southern, he is not getting off the field under his own power. The athletic trainer's going to have to help him to the sideline.
You never want to see anybody get hurt in games like this. This is a great game. 2:52 left to go.
Loss of 1 on the play on the 3, and as I said, when they were down at the 5 last time, are we hunting a safety here?
We're hunting a safety. I think they're going to get this safety.
Here we go. Snap up the middle. Trying to break through tacklers is Rhymes. He'll move the pile for a couple of yards up to the 6. So gain of 3, 3rd down and 7.
Adrian Hall in on the stop along with
Thomas. Yep.
They were right there to stop everything in motion.
Also, Deontay Washington, who's had some injury troubles this season. Good to see him back in the game and making some stops.
Great to see him back.
3rd down and 7. Ball on the 7. Got to get past the 14-yard line for a first down if you're Southern. 2-by-2 the receivers. Blood in the backfield. He's going to hand the ball off. Big hole Rhymes. 15-20. Tackled in the secondary at the 23-yard line. First down Southern.
That gap opened right up because they would. When those, you notice when you have a spread wide outs on both sides of the field, they kind of open up, and that's why you missed the halfback delay.
And again, you only put 3 or 4 on the defensive line.
Right.
It's hard to contest when you have to be spread that thin. 1st and 10, near the 25 for Southern. They run it up the middle. Eddie Walls says, "No, thank you, sir," and a packet of chips. Loss of 3.
Right there, again, right there in play, and as soon as that ball snapped, he saw it coming.
And BCU's going to call their first timeout with 1 minute and 33 seconds left to go and hope to get this ball back before the end of the half and maybe tie this game up before halftime.
If Bethune-Cookman can get this ball back or get a turnover, force a turnover, it'll be phenomenal because now you're going into the halftime excited with a tie ball game.
They have forced a quote-unquote fumble. It was ruled a forward progress of the hands, but then they got the stop on 4th down. Anyway, so that's the turnover for Bethune-Cookman. But the Wildcats trying to force turnovers have kind of dried up after the early part of the season. 7 takeaways for the Wildcats, 3 fumbles, 4 interceptions on the year.
This is going to be
2nd down and 13 from the 21 for Southern. Blood with Rhymes in the backfield. 3 receivers right, single left. 1 man comes in motion right to left. That's Washington. Snap to Blood. Looks to pass against the 4-man rush. Plenty of time in the pocket. Now throws far side. It is intercepted. Intercepted to the 45-yard line.
Oh. What a way to catwalk.
You called it. You called it.
Catwalk.
You called the turnover. Omari Hill Robinson jumped in front of the route and took it away.
That's going to be the key. That's going to be the key. So now we're getting ready to go into the end. Let's go into the end zone from here. Yeah. We got offensively, we got to get it.
They're showing the replay in the stadium. That's just beautiful job. He tried to go one-on-one far side. It was a good throw. It was a good call because Amari Jones, the linebacker, was one-on-one with the receiver, but he underthrew it. And Robinson came up and made the easy interception.
Got right in, took the pick, and then he had to catwalk the sideline to try to stay inside.
Yeah, they only gave him to the 35.
I think that was the first time I've ever seen a tippy-toe run on the sideline.
That's the first player on Bethune-Cookman with more than 1 interception on the season.
And we just talked about
his second pick of the year. 1st and 10 for Bethune-Cookman from the Southern 35. Let's see what they can do with 1:23 to go in the half. Snap to Sprague. Pressure coming off the edge. He's going to pitch the ball to the right side before he goes down. Robinson has it. 30, 35, 30, down to the 26-yard line. What a play by Luke Sprague. He pitched the ball as he was being tackled. That's incredible.
Wow, he just kind of tipped over a little bit. It looked like he was about to go down, tipped the ball right out, and there it was.
Wildcats want to go fast ball near hash. Snap to Sprague. He's going to be pressured. He throws the ball to the corner. Diving attempt.
Did he receive it?
Did he catch that? Oh, my God. Tink Boyd, you are kidding me. One of the most acrobatic catches you will ever see near the 15-yard line, first down BCU.
Tiptoe. I'm about to call them tiptoe receivers today.
He was 5 yards out of bounds, and he drug his foot. They're going to review this. They have to review this. But if this stands, that's the catch of the year. No doubt.
Catch of the year. Interception of the year.
Let's see. Did he drag his foot? No. His foot's in the air. That's going to come back. But what an effort, though.
What a great try. Great try.
Man, the Virginia Tech transfer, Tink Boyd, leading receiver for the Wildcats this season, he's been so good for us. He's had limited action, only 16 catches for 166 yards coming in, but every time, look at that angle, though. That angle, he looks like he's got his foot down.
I think that's a catch. I think that's a catch.
They called it a catch.
That is a catch.
That's unbelievable. No, now he's going to go over to the replay official and look at it.
That is a catch.
From one angle,
toe is right there on the field.
Again, indisputable visual evidence needed to return. From one angle, it looks like his foot's in the air. From the other angle, it looks like his foot's on the ground, and you can kind of see the turf.
But see, you got to make sure that he got the ball and got control of the ball while that toe is down.
This is going to be a tough one. From that angle, it looks like he doesn't have his foot on the ground. But from the opposite angle, it looks like he's down. So,
but see, it's hard to tell because
right there.
The toe is down.
Is his toe down right there, or do they have enough evidence to say his toe wasn't down?
Well, that's hard to tell. It looked right from here at this angle that his toe is down.
Game of inches, Chris.
You got to remember, though, you got to have control of the ball, ball in your hand, and toe on the ground.
If you are listening to this game on WELE, you got to go back and find our YouTube broadcast and find this moment and look at this catch. We think it's a catch that Tink Boyd just made.
This can be the turn of all turns right here to tie this game up going into halftime.
If this is complete, it is 1st and 10 for the Wildcats from the 17-yard line. They're taking a good long look at this, which doesn't really bode well, but we're going to remain ever hopeful.
You got to, because if you don't, you get too excited too fast.
Yeah. Stay up to date with everything Bethune-Cookman Athletics by checking out the Wildcats on social media. Give BCU Athletics a like on Facebook and follow the Wildcats on Twitter and Instagram at BCU_athletics. For the latest on BCU football, follow at BCU Gridiron on Twitter and Instagram. Once again, thank you for tuning in to Bethune-Cookman University football on the CatEye Network and 1380 WELE. My name is Michael Zerillo. Chris Shaw is in the booth with me, and we've been treated to quite the first half of football. Here's the referee. He was out of bounds. So it's an incomplete pass. Terrific effort by Tink Boyd, though.
What an effort. I mean, to just even to think about.
So it's now going to be 3rd down and 1 for Bethune-Cookman from the 26-yard line. Got to get to the 25. 55 seconds to go. 2 timeouts left for each team. Do you run the ball here?
I will run the ball, do a draw play right up the middle.
Jimmy Robinson is in the I formation as the running back behind Sprague. 2 receivers left, single right. 3rd and 1 from the 26. One man goes in motion. Robinson up the middle. He got the first down.
That's it. That's what you do.
Needed 1, got 3.
You play your clock. Use your clock to its advantage. Try to get as much down. And now, run the ball.
Now Robinson runs off the field, replaced by Jaden Bivens. Bivens to the left hip of Sprague. They also run the tight end Overton on. He'll be on the right side of the formation. 2-by-2 the receivers. 1st and 10 Bethune-Cookman from the 23-yard line. Snap to Sprague, one man in motion. Throwing quick left side on the wheel route. Bivens makes the catch at the 10. He is pushed out of bounds near the 5.
Great play. Great play.
I'll tell you what. I have been wanting to see that wheel route ever since we ran it at Miami and almost got a touchdown off it.
Great play. It was a great call, too, being this close to the end zone. You put a receiver in motion, overload to the right, and run your running back right out and do the wheel play, and there it is.
And he got out of bounds, stopping the clock, 27 seconds left. 1st and goal for Bethune-Cookman from the 7-yard line. 2 receivers right, single left. Sprague, the snap. He looks, he runs, he pitches it over the middle. It is incomplete, dropped by Brown. It was tight coverage over the middle. He had the linebacker Campbell all over him.
All in his face, but that's why he had to kind of jump and throw the ball at the same time because it was right there in his face. He knew where he wanted to go.
And again, Sprague kind of forced to scramble a little bit as the outside pressure from Taj Brown and Kelby Givens from that Southern defensive front starts to ramp up the pressure a little bit. Second and goal from the 7.
22 seconds left in the second quarter.
Wildcats trail by 7, 14-7. Here at EverBank Field, snap to Sprague, handoff Bivens. He's blown up in the backfield and dropped for a loss, back to the 9.
So what they did was they
Timeout Bethune-Cookman.
Kind of shotgun
16.
or a shotgun style formation.
Yeah.
Draws, get the ball, hands it off, and Southern is boxed in, and they got all their men in the box, and they're waiting on the draw. They're waiting on the run play.
It's tough to run draw against an 8-man box.
It's hard because you got all these guys packed right here in the middle, and you know you're coming right in the middle, and your offensive line can only pick 1 or 2 players to block and move into somebody to get the gap open.
Bethune-Cookman calls their second timeout. It will be 3rd and 9 for the Wildcats from the 9-yard line. 3rd and goal from the 9, down 14-7, 16 seconds left to go in the first half. Come be a part of BCU Athletics and support the CatEye Network. If you or your business is interested in partnering with us here on the CatEye Network, you can reach out to the Wildcats Athletic Communications Department at BCU Sports Info at cookman.edu. That's BCU Sports Info at cookman.edu. 3rd and goal from the 9, 16 seconds left in the first half. 2 by 2, the receivers. They're all tight to the formation inside the hash marks. Ball in the middle of the field. Dakari Allen Johnson goes in motion left to right. Sprague takes the snap. He's going to be sacked. Back at the 20-yard line. He had Bivens open on the wheel route again, but
Take your last timeout.
they're going to let the clock run all the way down to 2 seconds, and now they take a timeout.
Take your last timeout.
The clock hits triple zeros, but I think they're going to put 2 seconds back on the clock. I heard the whistle before the clock hit 0.
I would take the timeout, at least put your field goal team out, and let's.
Yeah, they brought the extra man, extra linebacker, Jalen Campbell.
Yeah, but see because your eyes are targeted on the main receiver that you were looking for, you missed the other receiver that came across the middle in a hot route because that hot route would have been wide open right up the middle.
Well, he was looking for the wheel, right?
He was looking for the wheel.
Yeah.
But instead of looking for the wheel, probably just check down quick because you see the linebackers coming in, and your slot receiver just cut right across.
Well,
right up.
The problem is Sprague didn't see the blitz because he was looking at the wheel, which was to the opposite side.
Right. And that's what happened. So you gotta be watchful, and you gotta understand what's taking place. You know what the wheel's supposed to do, and you kind of already know how it's going to go, seeing if that linebacker or somebody's going to cut back in the flats and cover that wheel.
So Cade Hector had a 51-yard try blocked earlier in the first half. This one from a pedestrian 37. The kick is on the way. It is high. It is good with room to spare. And that's the end of the first quarter. The Wildcats in a close contest with the Southern University Jaguars, 14-10. Chris, we've seen a little bit of everything in this first half. Break it down.
I'm excited for what I've seen in the first half from Bethune-Cookman University. Offensively, coming out in a fast-paced offense, running the ball, throwing the ball, and just checking in, and offensive line holding their blocks just a tad bit. So we want to continue to hold the blocks, open up the gaps as much as we can, and let's continue to run this ball and throw this ball down the field.
Close game here at halftime, 14-10. The Southern Jaguars on top of the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. If you're listening to 1380 WELE around Daytona Beach, you'll hear the halftime show with Larry Steele and Dan Ryan. If you're watching us here on the CatEye Network, stay tuned. The Battle of the Bands between the Human Jukebox and the Marching Wildcats is coming up after this. We'll be back. This is CatEye Network Radio and WELE. Welcome back inside the broadcast booth. It is halftime here at EverBank Stadium in Jacksonville, Florida. The halftime score, the Jaguars, of Southern University 14, the Wildcats of Bethune-Cookman 10. Close game here at the half. Lots of defensive plays, couple of turnovers to talk about. But first, let's talk about some out-of-town scoreboards. First, let's take a look across the Southwestern Athletic Conference. It's the fourth quarter in Mississippi. Mississippi Valley State nothing, Jackson State 21. In the third quarter, just toward the end of the third, Alcorn State looks to secure a lead in the Western Division of the conference with a 28-7 lead against Arkansas Pine Bluff. Southern up 14-10 here. That's it. Those are the only three games in the SWAC today. Alabama A&M, Alabama State, Grambling, and Prairie View are all inactive. And, of course, later on tonight, we've got Florida A&M and Texas Southern out in Houston. Let's get you some scores from around the college football world. Oregon on top of Washington State, 24-13. Tennessee over Alabama, 20-14. That game is in the third quarter. South Carolina trails Missouri, 24-9. That game in the third. Tulane, freshly into the top 25 this week, leads North Texas 28-14 in the second half. And midway through the third, Iowa, number 24, with the worst offense in the country, but they're leading Minnesota 10-6. Chris, what about this Iowa team, man? They can't play offense. The defense is spectacular, and they're ranked.
I was just trying to figure out some things myself. How are we dealing with these records and how we're ranked in these positions with these records.
Texas on top of Houston, 21-14. That game just kicked off in the third quarter. Some finals from earlier today. Top 10 matchup. Ohio State takes down Penn State 20-12. Oklahoma with Dylan Gabriel against his former team takes down UCF 31-29 in a close game on the Plains.
Yeah.
And Air Force freshly into the top 25 this week. Look out. They're undefeated, and they beat Navy 17-6. Later on tonight, some top 25 matchups. Number 10, North Carolina hosts Virginia. Auburn hosts Ole Miss. Michigan State hosts Michigan. Florida State hosts Duke in a top 15 matchup. That's going to be a good one on ABC. Army goes to LSU. Utah hosts USC. Washington, fresh off of a win over Oregon, hosts Arizona State. And UCLA gets Stanford. Stanford fresh off an upset win over Colorado last week in a barn burner. Let's see what the Cardinal have for us out west. That's your trip around the SWAC and your trip around the FBS top 25. Once again, only 3 games in the SWAC going on right now. Right here, it's 14-10 Southern over BCU. Jackson State over Mississippi Valley, 21-0 in the fourth quarter. And at the end of the third quarter, Alcorn State leads Arkansas Pine Bluff 28-7. If that score holds, the Braves take the lead in the SWAC Western Division. A Western Division, Chris, that is just bonkers right now. 4 teams at 2-1. Prairie View at 3-2, Texas Southern at 1-3. It's a car crash out there.
Right, you don't know what to expect, and that's that division right now where it's any given Saturday for them.
Right now in the East, obviously the only East team playing this week is us and FAMU. Us playing Southern and FAMU out at Texas Southern in Houston. That game later on tonight. But it's going to be interesting to see how this SWAC shapes out, and if the Wildcats can close the season strong, starting with a good second half here, will we be in the mix with a good close to the season?
Well, this is going to have to be us from here on out. We're now in the position where we have to play to upset everybody else that we come in contact with.
The Wildcats coming up have their final road trip of the season at Grambling State next week. Then they're home against Mississippi Valley and Alabama A&M before the Classic. That's the final couple of games for the Wildcats. BCU will kick off to Southern. We're about to start half number 2. The Wildcats in the all gold helmets, gold jerseys, gold pants, maroon numbers with a white and maroon stripe down the side. Southern, gold helmets, white jerseys, white pants, gold numbers with a Carolina blue trim and a Carolina blue and gold stripe down the sides and on the shoulders, similar to a New England Patriots style look in a different color scheme. Michael Torillo and Chris Shaw back with you, set for second half action here from EverBank Field in Jacksonville. Thank you for joining us, and we thank you for your company tonight and all season long. I looked at the numbers we're doing a little bit at halftime, and doing pretty good for ourselves today. And a lot of people tuning in on the CatEye Network. And we got some compliments from around the SWAC for our broadcast today, so excellent to everybody involved. It's going to be a short kick to the 30-yard line near side, and right there is where Southern will get it. It's actually the running back, Rhymes, who caught the up ball, and he'll scamper out of bounds at the 34-yard line, first down for Southern.
Well, let me say thank you to everybody tuned in, listening. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to hear Wildcat football here in Jacksonville, Florida.
Yep. Chris, on defense, the Wildcats, pretty good. And, of course, the one turnover that set them up in good field position, and then they had that one long drive for Southern to score their 2 touchdowns. What does the defense have to do to get pressure on Blood like they were doing in that first quarter?
I think we should go back to packing the box just a tad bit to pull that pressure back on Blood to make him feel uncomfortable.
Not on first down. 3 receivers to the right, single left, ball at the 30. Handoff middle, Rhymes hold, Thomas drags him back, and he's going to fall forward for about a 7-yard gain to the 37.
Yeah, that's what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to make him feel uncomfortable back there in that backfield to try to get the ball off and throw the ball out. Once you get him uncomfortable, he starts to scramble around and he's not looking to see what's what and what's available.
Rhymes 10 carries, 78 yards and a touchdown on the ground. He's going to get the ball again, plow straight ahead, close to a first down. He's going to be 1 yard short at the 39. Walls made the tackle. De'Aris Thomas also in there for Bethune-Cookman, 3rd down and 1. And this is where the Wildcats really made their name in the first quarter of the game, stopping on 3rd and short.
3rd and 1, 3rd and 2. This is where Bethune-Cookman defense stepped in, showed up, and showed out.
Rhymes still on the left hip. 2 receivers to each side. Snap to Blood. Rhymes bounces it outside. He's close. He's got the first down by a yard to the 41.
Yeah, he just tipped right over just an inch and made the first down.
They're making a habit of running towards Eddie Walls on that left-hand side of the defensive front. He was double-teamed that time. They really want to take the redshirt sophomore from Fort Myers out of this game.
That's going to have to be their game plan because he's been in the game in the backfield hunting them all day.
1st and 10 from their own 41. Southern hands it off to Rhymes looking for a lane. He does squirt through, and he's going to be pile-driven backwards by Steven Sparrow after a 3-yard pickup. And his helmet came off, so he's going to have to go out for a play. We haven't mentioned Steven Sparrow yet today. He has been big for the Wildcats this season.
He's been in and plays here and there, helping out as much as he can. He's all over the field as well.
Gain of 3, ball on the 44-yard line of Southern. They go right to left. The shadows have now completely covered the playing surface.
Yeah, we got us a good football game now.
2nd and 7. It's going to be Gary Quarles Jr. in place of Rhymes after his helmet came off. He had to leave the field. Ball left hash, 2 receivers to the far side right. Quarles going to get the ball, running left, has a blocker, flag flies. Quarles gets to the 50, pushed out of bounds by Hadrian Hall, but it was short of the first down by 2 yards, but let's check the flag.
And it looked like it might go back a little bit. It's a possibility that it could have been holding on the offensive line.
Yeah, and he looked when he bounced it outside, it looked a little bit too easy.
Right, too easy.
But again, the running back stables, it wasn't really my focus this week when scouting the Southern team because all the numbers are all Blood's. He got the passing numbers, he's got the arm strength. They have really ran the ball well today against us, and it is going to be a holding. Remains first down. They'll move the ball back. It was 1st and 10 from the 41. They move the ball back to the 35, so a loss of 6 on the spot foul.
Listen, this defense.
Nope. They moved the ball up again. The one referee went all the way to the 35. They go all the way back to the 39. So it's actually only a loss of 2. 2nd and 12 on the 39 of Southern. 2 receivers to each side. Ball left hash. 4 down linemen for Bethune-Cookman. 2 in the box at the linebacker spot. It's going to be Rhymes back in the game. He's going to go out in a pass pattern. Blood to throw. He has to roll to his right. Blood middle wide open underneath is the running back Grimes. He's going to make a jump cut near midfield and scamper out of bounds close to a first down. He had the defense on skates right there. Needed 12, got exactly 12. First down.
Exactly. He came out of the slot position and ran right across the field, which everybody knew it was going to be a pass play. And they're looking.
Yeah.
Bethune-Cookman is looking for that deep pass. They're trying to prevent that deep pass from happening, so they don't. And
the short cross was wide open. That was Colby Washington, on that last catch, not Rhymes. 1st and 10 from the BCU 49. This will be Rhymes on a handoff, trying to skip through, and he does. To the 40, dragged down at the 39-yard line. An ankle tackle by Conroy Cunningham prevented a touchdown.
So we got to figure out a way to stop this run game because they've had a phenomenal run game coming in since the second quarter. So Bethune-Cookman got to do something to bring out this run game and stop this run game.
That was Quarles, on the carry. Gain of 11, first down and 10 for Southern from the BCU 39. Quarles remains in the game at running back. 3 receivers to the left for Southern. Wildcats continue to put 4 down linemen, only 5 in the box. Handoff. Quarles up the middle, dragged down by Quarles. So there's Gary Quarles Jr. for Southern. He's a running back. And Shelton Quarles Jr., no relation, a linebacker for Bethune-Cookman. And there was some quarrels on quarrels action right there.
Right. Who's the better quarrel? You and me.
Well, on that play, Shelton was the better Quarles as he made the tackle, only a gain of 3. Second down and 7 from the BCU 36. Southern up 14-10 here, first drive of this third quarter. Blood with Quarles to his right. He'll hand the ball off. Quarles spins in the backfield and goes down. He was under pressure immediately. They brought the corner blitz. De'Aris Thomas got back there. Nicholas Rawls, the free safety, was also in the backfield.
It was like, where you think you're going? And it was trying to do a spin-off, and Dees was right there.
I'm sorry. If you're an offensive line and the free safety is in the backfield on a run, what are you doing?
What are we doing here, right?
They back it up to the original line of scrimmage, 3rd and 10 at the 39. Wildcats try to pin their ears back and get a stop here. Blood in the gun, takes the snap, looks to pass against the 3-man rush, steps up in the pocket and runs. Open space, 35-30. He's going to be tackled close to a first down. He's going to be 1 yard short, 9-yard gain to the 31.
What do you do now, Coach? What do you do now? You're at 4th and 2, and you know your run game has been there. Now, what do you do?
Well, overall, I think you have to put a spy on the quarterback.
You will. You have to. We need to.
Because every time we rush 3, that middle of the field is wide open.
Wide open, because everybody's going back covering and watching their zone coverage.
4th down and 2. Ball spotted at the 31-yard line. Offense on the field for Southern. It's Rhymes in the backfield. Rhymes to get the handoff. He falls forward. De'Aris Thomas says no. De'Aris Thomas says no. 4th down stop for the Wildcats.
That was it. Thomas is right in there. He knew it was coming, and he went and stopped the ball. Turnover of downs. That's with the help of Jalen Christian.
The second turnover on downs for BCU. De'Aris Thomas untouched off the outside. Jalen Christian was there as well. Beautiful.
They bear hugged him and said, "No, you're not going nowhere this time around."
That was beautiful defensive play. The Wildcats will take over at their own 31-yard line.
This is Wildcat defense all season long.
And now the offense, which had kind of stagnated in the second quarter.
Yeah, so
he's back on the field, 1st and 10 at the 31. Luke Sprague at the reins in the gun. It's going to be Jimmy Robinson, the running back, to his left hip. 2 receivers left, single right. Robinson on a handoff up the middle. He's tripped up in the backfield, gets back to the original line of scrimmage for no gain. And this is the kind of change that happened first quarter to second quarter. In the first quarter, our run game was looking good and it set up the passing game. Second quarter, they took the run game away by stacking the box.
Right.
4 receivers left. Sprague going to throw a screen to that side. Caught at the 30, try to bounce it outside is the receiver. He gets to the 31-yard line. Another gain of nothing on the play. Omari Stewart made the catch.
So we open up the third quarter like we did the first quarter, right?
But
go to a screen play, go to a quick run play, and see what we can get.
Cornerback Rodney Johnson made the tackle for Southern, and now it's 3rd and 9. Gain of only 1, ball on the 32. 2-by-2 the receivers. Let's see if Southern dials up the pressure here. They did all first half. Sprague, hard count, trying to get him to jump off sides, which Southern did 3 times in that first half, including on the touchdown pass from Sprague to Stewart. Robinson shuffles his feet in the backfield. Sprague against the rush. He's got to throw it down the field. It's incomplete. Ooh. It was behind Chink Boyd. Boyd was looking for a pass interference call against Marcus Bourne, who was matched up one-on-one with. No call forthcoming, and it's a 3-and-out for the Wildcat offense.
As he threw that ball, it looks as if the DB was going to come up and elevate and take the ball out of the hand, but yeah.
But, I mean, that even against the pressure on 3rd and long, that's a good throw by Sprague. Back shoulder, out of bounds, make sure even if it gets tipped or caught, there's no chance for Southern to get a return out of it or get an interception. But it is a 3-and-out. Here's Anthony Frederick to punt from his own 18-yard line. Back at the 35, aggressive stance from C.J. Russell, the returner. Snap to Frederick. Punt is away cleanly. It's going to spiral into the wind. Fair caught by Turner at the 34-yard line. So Russell played that one pretty well.
Right, he did, and all yellow helmets are right there at the white jersey. I was just looking at it looked like the DB kind of came into the offside
and
on the sideline with the Wildcats, and he's got to look confrontational for a moment there, but it opens up, and he had to get his helmet and walk out.
There was that one extra point in the first half where it got a little bit chippy with a couple of penalties, but they've cleaned up their act since then.
So now we're back to true football.
Southern in the game at the 34-yard line, going right to left at their own 34-yard line. 8:01 to go in the third quarter. 2 in the backfield with Blood. He hands the ball off to Rhymes looking for a lane. No, Blood keeps it himself, falls forward to the 40. Gain of 7 on the play. And that time they almost ran triple option kind of look.
Yeah, Sparrow comes in and tried to stop the ball, but the quarterback just snuck up just a little bit, but Sparrow caught up with him and got him.
The rule at 6, right to the 40. 2nd down and 6 after Blood kept it. This is Blood's best rushing performance of the season. Right now, 7 carries, 55 yards, and a touchdown for the quarterback. And it's a wrinkle that Bethune-Cookman didn't really work on in practice this week because it's not on film.
It's not on film, right. How do you prepare for that?
Again, they put the fullback in the backfield. This time they're going to hand it off to Rhymes running right, skips through 45-50 midfield. Thomas drags him down. Helmet comes off of Rhymes inside BCU territory at the 45. First down, Jaguars.
I think Thomas does a lot of extracurricular activity with running because he's everywhere all over the field.
Yeah, well, De'Aris Thomas is the star of this defense, and there's really no doubt about that. Top 5 in the conference in tackles, 7 tackles for loss as well. He is everywhere. 1st and 10 for Southern from the BCU 45. They'll keep the 2-back set with Quarles and Rhymes. They hand the ball to Rhymes, running right side, cuts it up to the 40. Flag flies in late as he got to the 37.
So you're just waking up that halftime jittery, just trying to shake it off.
And it's another holding penalty on Southern. Southern, that's their 9th penalty of the game already.
Now penalties from the first to the third quarter.
Yep. 8 penalties for 80 yards. Now it's going to be 9 penalties for 90 yards, as that will bring them back 10. And again, you can clearly see it on the monitor here, on the big screen here at the stadium. Number 90 had a fistful of jersey.
All his jersey just holding them.
Yep. They're going to back the ball up to Bethune-Cookman's side of the field on the 45-yard line. 1st down and 20 for Southern. Blood in the backfield with Quarles. Blood takes the snap, pressure off the edge. He skips through to the right, throws it down. The number is incomplete.
Incomplete pass.
It went wide open down the numbers.
He hit him right in the hands, right in the numbers, and fell right out.
Colby Washington dropped the ball. And we've seen that a couple times from these Southern receivers. It was a good job by Blood to avoid the pressure. He almost got taken down by his ankles by Adrian Hall, but he kind of jumped over him.
Kept moving, and he kept moving inside the box.
And again, that's good by the defense. Force the quarterback to move around. Don't let him set his feet. Have time to scan the defense. And he brought the extra receiver and forced extra pressure and forced the incompletion.
So you will have to go into a linebacker spot somewhere.
2nd down and 20. Blood, empty set, takes the snap, pressure off the edge. He's going to roll to his right. He's going to be sacked. He's going to be sacked back at the 43-yard line. Adrian Hall again was the first man back there. Eddie Walls has claim to it.
Eddie Walls right in there and put that pressure in. He did a spin move and turned around, and he was right there. He said, there go the quarterback right there.
Yeah, Blood spun, and Walls was right in his grill.
Right.
So now it's going to be 3rd down and 22, but the Jaguars have converted a couple of these 3rd and very long with their vertical passing game. There hasn't been a lot of that today. Blood passing 6 of 15 for 65 yards and an interception. That's only 40% completion with 3 sacks.
And from the way the game is going.
And there is a downed BCU Wildcat on the field. He's going to be helped to his feet. That's Adrian Hall, and he is limping towards the sideline. That is a huge blow for the Wildcat defensive front. His backup is Conroy Cunningham and potentially Jeremy Greaves Jr. or Justin LaFontaine.
Oh, yeah, this can hurt the defense a little bit. But
it is going to be Cunningham to come in.
So let's see Cunningham look fresh coming in after halftime, ready to play. He's been decent.
Playing right along today, Cunningham.
Right.
3rd down and 22. They got to get to the Wildcat 35 for a first down. They're on their own 43. Blood with Quarles back there in the backfield. Blood takes the snap, pressure off the edge, throws short over the middle, caught midfield, running 3, 45, 40, 35, 30, down the middle, into space, touchdown Southern on 3rd and 22.
They just ran a nice little hook and curl right in the middle of the field, opened right up and turned around and went down the field.
3rd and 22. Right you're right there, hook. Nice stiff arm by the receiver, put Omari Hill-Robinson on his back, and then there was nobody high to cover.
To catch. The Jets just came on after that and right into the end zone for a touchdown.
And Southern extends the lead. It is 20-10, and this is a similar position that the Wildcats found themselves in against Texas Southern last week, although they're not going to have as much time as they did to come back in that game.
Right.
Joshua Griffin lines up this extra point. It is good.
So I mean, we can turn it around. We just got to come back and run our offensive game the way we were in the first quarter. If we could get that first quarter back the way it was into the third quarter, it'll be phenomenal for this Bethune-Cookman offense to get into the end zone and score.
It would only be right if I give the wide receiver who caught the touchdown his due. That was August Petrie III, the graduate transfer from Rice, originally from Opelousas, Louisiana. Went to Northwest High School. He's the first FBS recruit in school history. Went to Rice.
Wow, Rice.
Played 4 seasons at Rice, and he graduate transferred over to Southern last season, and he's now using his extra year of eligibility this season. And that big long pass is his 3rd touchdown of the year and puts him over 200 receiving yards for the season.
Great job, young fella. Great job, one. But in the meantime, in between time, we need to see Bethune-Cookman kick in and put in some action.
That drive,
put in some work.
Drive for Southern covered 6 plays, 66 yards in 2 minutes and 10 seconds, ending with that 64-yard touchdown from Blood to Petrie.
So now that we're in this position now, 21-10, third quarter with 5:51 left to go in the third quarter. What do you do? How do you play?
Well, I think the offense has got to open it up a little bit. Let's get some quick passes out. We've done a lot of slow developing passes as the kick goes out of the back of the end zone, and it'll be 1st and 10 at the 25. I think we've had a lot of slow developing routes, long routes, seams and crossers. I think something quick. We've seen the screen. Southern's reading the screen pretty well. Let's go back to that quick post or a quick curl, and let's get the defense on their heels, because right now Southern's stacking the box against the run, and we were most successful in the first quarter when we were using the run to set up the pass.
Right. So if the defense is stacking the box against you, that means everybody's coming in. So evidently, you should just run a quick hot route, real quick, a slant route, get right in the middle.
1st and 10 for Bethune-Cookman from the 25-yard line. 3 receivers to aim at for Sprague. He's got Robinson in the backfield, screen far side, caught by Dakari Allen Johnson, pushes the pile forward for, I'll give him an extra yard, give him 3. 2nd down at 7 to the 28. Ball goes to the left hash now. Wildcats will go fast and keep the same formation. Sprague the snap, looks to throw, far side underneath, caught and tripped up near the 30-yard line. That's Allen Johnson again, just a gain of 2, 3rd down and 5.
So what you're trying to do now is run a couple of small out routes. And that was a small out route that you just got 3 and up and out.
They gave him a couple of extra yards on the end of that, given to the 32-yard line, 3rd down and 3. Sprague with Robinson on his left hip. Snap to Sprague, handoff Robinson, big hole up the middle, but he's tripped up. He did get forward progress close to the 1st down. They do give it to him right at the 35. But that could have been a lot bigger.
It could have been. It looked like it was going to be a lot bigger the way that gap opened up. But he got caught. He got
from
caught
behind
real quick
by Rashad Lyles.
And Rashad just put his claws on him.
1st and 10 for BCU. Sprague, pass far side, wide open, caught 40. And to the 44-yard line, that's Davino Ellington's first catch of the day. Ellington's been the recipient, unfortunately, of a couple of holding penalties on screens, and that time he does it all himself.
And that was a quick hook and curl play right there.
2nd down, handoff Robinson. That time he gets another hole, falls forward close to a 1st down. They'll give it to him to the 46, 1st down BCU.
First down. So we're making progression. We're getting progression. Make it the faster you get back and play, make the defense tired.
8 in the box for Southern. They rush 4. Sprague under pressure, throws far side, broken up. He was looking for Ellington again on that hook and curl, knocked away by Johnson.
And that's exactly what he was looking for, and that's why the defense was able to come up and knock the ball out.
Rodney Johnson, the junior transfer from Stephen F. Austin, but he's grew up right there in New Orleans, playing at his hometown city. 2nd and 10 from the Wildcat 46. Sprague, 2-by-1, the receivers right to left. Robinson stays in on his hip. He checks to the sideline to get the play. Robinson moves right to left in the backfield. 4 down linemen for Southern. They only rush the 4. Robinson handoff, nowhere to go. Maybe got 1. 3rd down and long coming up.
So they tried to do a hard count first before they snapped the ball and try to throw the defense all sides, but look like the defense is trying not to pick up number 10 penalty.
and I don't hate that call considering they've been offsides 3 times already in this game, but that time the defensive front held steady, and it's 3rd down and 10 from the 46. No gain on that last play. Sprague, 3 receivers bunched up near the formation on the right-hand side. Single receiver left, that's Jalen Terzado. 3rd and 10, got to get near the 45. Sprague, middle underneath, caught by Terzado, nowhere near. He only got 1 yard.
1 yard off of that, but as you can see, when you run that quick route like that and straight across the middle, it opens you up a little bit.
Luke Sprague wanted to stay on the field, but the Wildcats will punt with 3:12 and counting to go 3rd quarter. And as a complete opposite to the 3rd quarter we saw last week against Texas Southern, this 3rd quarter has been all Jags.
All Southern University coming in and taking control of the game with the run game and a few passing plays too.
Anthony Frederick stands at his 30. C.J. Russell near the 20-yard line of Southern. That's to the radio dials right. Southern hasn't really dialed up a lot of pressure on these punts, just letting Frederick kick it away and playing coverage.
Flag on the play.
Whistle on a flag. Delay of game. And I wonder if that's just to give a little bit more space to Frederick.
It might be. It might be because he looked like he want to get one good one in and put that ball further back and at least try to get it back to the 5 or 10 yard line.
I'll move that back to the 42. That moves Frederick back heels on the 25.
So it'll give him some more room for the leg to put.
Frederick's punt long this year is 52 yards. That was in the Jackson game that we called together.
Mm-hmm. Phenomenal game on the punt game.
Frederick, the soccer player from Tampa. No pressure on this punt. High in the air, arcing towards the left side. It is going to be caught, fair caught, near the 15. That's a good punt from Anthony Frederick, backing him all the way up to the 15.
He just needed a little bit more space to try to keep it somewhat out of the end zone. And if he could have just got it just a tad bit, a little bit to roll a little bit, it would have been further back some more.
Advertise with Wildcat Nation. BCU Athletics is offering sponsorship opportunities across the CatEye Network. For more information, you can reach out to Bethune-Cookman Athletic Communications Department at bcusportsinfo@cookman.edu. That's bcusportsinfo@cookman.edu. Lots of basketball coming up, volleyball coming up next weekend after football. Plenty of chances to get your business on the air with the Wildcats.
So make sure you get there because there's no place like Wildcat business.
1st and 10 for Southern from their own 21. Handoff. Nothing doing in the backfield. It's a Wildcat party in the Southern backfield for Deontay Washington, I believe, got there first that time.
And Jeremy Greaves was in on the play as well, trying to stopping the action and stopping the run play.
So Greaves is in for the injured Adrian Hall at defensive tackle, at the right defensive tackle spot. We'll see how that progresses as the game goes along.
It looks like the defense is ready to play. The defense is coming in, and they're a little bit hungrier than what they were in the 2nd quarter. So the defense is stepping up, trying to make something else.
And now the defensive front is reading that trap that they were getting beat on previously and just staying home and not pressuring too far up the middle. 2nd and 12, blood in the gun, takes the snap, handoff, hole up the middle for the running back. He'll fall forward to the 20-yard line and pick up 6 or 7. He'll get officially to the 19. That was Kendrick Rhymes on the carry. Rhymes has had himself one heck of a day. 16 carries, 107 yards, and a touchdown, averaging 6.5 every time he touches the rock. It's 3rd and 7.
Laquan Johnson in there as well, trying to stop that ball from getting down the field as well.
Laquan Johnson, the senior transfer from Central Michigan. He might feel at home in this uniform. We do kind of look like Central Michigan with the all gold and maroon highlights. 3rd and 7 for Southern from their own 19-yard line. 2-by-2 the receivers, 5 down linemen for BCU. Now Thomas backs up and takes a traditional linebacker spot outside. Only one middle linebacker, crucially, on this play. They'll drop 2 in coverage. It's going to be a screen far side, incomplete. Blood was, Jeremy Greaves got away with one right there. There was a little bit of extras after the play, after the incompletion. Blood was pressured from the backside. Jeremy Greaves did a good job of forcing that pass out early, but then he, that was close. Good on you for finishing the block. But
great job on the defense for a 3 and out.
You got to disengage when you hear the whistle, but we weren't penalized. It'll be a 3 and out forced for the Wildcat defense.
It's kind of hard to hit a whistle when you're in the zone with a helmet on.
It's true. I mean, you know better than me. You played.
You got that helmet on, everybody in your ears talking.
It'll be Dakari Allen Johnson to receive the Robins Beauplan punt. He'll punt from his own 4-yard line. Do the Wildcats choose to send pressure here? They do. The punt is away barely by Beauplan. It's going to bounce right at midfield and take a BCU bounce to the Southern 45, rolling back towards the 40, and it's going to be spotted at the 42-yard line, plus territory for the Wildcats. If there's any time to get the offense going, it's right now.
This is the time now for this offense to pick up, go down into the end zone, score. 37 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. You got to get on the board this quarter or else.
Down 21-10. I mean, we've come back from down 27-10 against Texas Southern in that game. Unfortunately, the seesaw battle in the 4th quarter didn't go our way, but we know this offense can move the ball. But again, this Southern defense has been as advertised. Fantastic against the run, good enough against the pass.
Yeah, so you got to come out here and you got to score. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Control the clock and control the field.
Ball left hash on the 43. 2 receivers right, single left. Sprague takes the snap. Handoff Jeremy Bivens. Bivens stays on his feet through a tackle, and he's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage and not a whole lot more.
You saw that they said Southern sent in a blitz off that DB, and that's how he was able to kind of come in and slow Bivens down. But other than that, I think Bivens would have been wide open.
They called Bivens down. He was not down. He was laying on top of the defender. Either way, it's no gain. Yeah. 2nd and 10, snap to Sprague. Pressure off the edge. Sprague sacked. Back past the 50-yard line to the 47. That's going to be a 11-yard loss.
By Miles of Southern University.
Willie Miles, the big boy, 5'9", 350 from Baton Rouge.
That's a lot of pressure coming your way. It looked like he just kind of picked him up almost as well, trying to sack him.
And that's the end of the quarter. It'll be 3rd and 18 for Bethune-Cookman, back on their own side of the field when we come back. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to Bethune-Cookman University football. End of the 3rd quarter, 21-10 Southern, right here on 1380 WELE. Start of the 4th quarter here at EverBank Stadium in Jacksonville. It's the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats 10, the Southern Jaguars 21. The Wildcats on their own 49-yard line with 3rd down and 18 yards to go after a Luke Sprague sack by Willie Miles. 2 receivers left, single right. Sprague takes the snap, stands in, throws deep over the middle. It is batted away. He had Tim Boyd on that late cross, And it was just batted away. Good job by the defender back there. That was Kristen Davis.
Yeah, he was right there and threw his arm right in play, almost as if you didn't see the linebacker kind of step back into that zone coverage a little bit.
Now they're going to Wildcats 3 and out for the second straight drive. They've only had 2 possessions in the second half, and it's already 14:55 to go fourth quarter. It's weird because when Luke Sprague is in the game, he's usually been able to move the ball a couple of times.
And it's kind of hard when you got a lot of pressure coming your way. So the O-line we got to step up a little bit and hold our blocks just a tad bit more and communicate and talk with each other on those blitz that are coming your way.
Frederick gets the punt away. Russell catches it at the 10. No fair catch. Looks for a lane. Cuts back to the left. He gets a lane. Left side 10. Sideline 15, 20, 25. Pushed out of bounds near the 30.
All the yellow helmets were coming right at him and kind of closed in on him, but he did a spin move and went back up the other side of the field and went right out of bounds.
Correction, that was Chandler Whitfield back there on the return. Cunningham was close to getting him, but he just weaseled away. And now it'll be 1st and 10 for Southern. They'll spot the ball at the 25-yard line, so they back him up a little bit before he went out of bounds. Southern with a 21-10 lead, 14:43 to go in the contest. They've got 1st and 10 from their own 25 going left to right. Gold helmets, white everything else with a blue and gold stripe down the pants. Snap to Blood, handoff, delayed blitz. Wildcats trying to get back to Rhymes, and they do! All the way back to the 16-yard line. He tried to bounce it outside, and a gold wave was there to meet him.
He said, not here, not this time. It's not going to happen. You tried to bounce, but we're not going to let you bounce any further.
They'll spot forward progress at the 19, still a 6-yard loss, 2nd down and 16.
That was Iverson Clement that came in on that tackle.
First tackle from the game for him.
Yeah.
Not often you see a cornerback
coming up
like that.
And with aggression.
Mm-hmm. Clement, the graduate transfer from Temple, before that University of Florida. He's been around the block. 2nd down and 16 for Southern from the 19-yard line. They've weaseled their way out of situations like this before. Sets up the screen far side. Rhymes looking for a cutback lane. Won't find it. He'll get to the 20 and pushed back at the 23. Only a gain of about 4.
Well, this defense looked like they ready to just come back in and turn this ball over quick.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like they're trying to do.
Great job by Quan Harris. He's in as a backup safety. He made a nice tackle there.
Came right up.
Jabari Jowden also in there. 3rd down and 13 from the 22. And again, Southern has weaseled their way out of this with Blood runs and with passes. So
we got to play smart football from here on out.
I wouldn't be surprised if Tierras Thomas spies the quarterback on this play.
And it would be great to do.
3rd down and 13 from the 22-yard line. Snap to Blood. It's a low snap. He corrals it, looks to throw. Deep over the middle. It is caught right over the fingertips of the linebacker into the hands of the receiver. 45, pushing the pile, 47-yard line. And another 3rd down and long completed for Southern.
Quarles just missed it as it came up right over. He tried to leap for it, but it just missed his hands.
That was Cassius Allen, his 2nd catch of the night. And that's a big one. Moves the ball up near midfield to the 47.
Oh, wow. When you had to stop the play, like you said, Southern has been coming out of these 3rd and longs for all game.
Southern 5 of 11 on 3rd down. Wildcats 3 of 13, excuse me. Extra pressure coming off the edge. Whistle and a stoppage of play. False start. And I think the right guard got yips
just a little bit.
Because he saw Steven Sparrow staring him down from that outside linebacker spot. He said, I'm coming. And the guy moved early.
He prepped himself to be ready for the block, but before the ball snapped.
Mm-hmm. That is the 10th penalty of the game for Southern. 95 yards of penalties, but we haven't really made them pay for it as much as we did Texas Southern last week.
Yeah, and it's showing, too, because last week, all the penalties that we had, we were eligible to capitalize on those penalties and score and get in the end zone.
1st and 15 from the 41. One man in motion. Handoff, middle looking for a lane. Nowhere to go for Quarles, just a gain of 2. It'll be 2nd and 13 back on the 43.
So they trying to run this. Southern's trying to run this ball back into the middle, but your nose guard and your linebackers are stepping in the way they need to and stop the run play.
Deontay Washington playing nose guard right now for Bethune-Cookman, doing a good job. The transfer from Texas State, originally from Colorado Springs, Colorado. He's been all over the country.
Yeah, he's a moving, traveling guy, right?
Second down and 13 for Southern from the 43. Their own 43 on the left-hand side of the field. Blood takes the snap, back to pass against the four-man rush. Has time now. The pocket collapses. He rolls to his left. He's going to be taken down. He's going to be sacked by Conroy Cunningham all the way back at the 36.
He came back in. He was determined to get him. He was determined to get in there and get this
All right,
sack.
third down and 20. They've already weaseled their way out of a third and long once this drive. I mean, man, Conroy Cunningham has stepped up today. I'll tell you what.
He hit, yes. Said, let me get in on let me get in a little bit of this action right here. Let me show you what I can do.
Fourth sack of the game for Bethune-Cookman, equaling their season best that they set last week against the Tigers of Texas Southern. Blood alone in the backfield. 5 wide receivers to aim at. Third and 20. He's going to throw it short and look for some out yards after catch. He's not going to find it. Dearest Thomas, Johnny on the spot to make the tackle at the 45-yard line. And it's a fourth down and probably 15 or 16 for Southern.
So now you punt the ball and move the ball out.
Interesting, they brought the safety, Jabari Jowden, and to kind of play him almost as a third linebacker in that set.
Yeah, because you gotta look at it. They had 5 wide receivers out, so you wanna try to stop the action in the middle. So you drop them in from the safety and bring them up as a spot linebacker, almost somewhat sort of in a way.
Bo plan to punt. Dakari Allen Johnson back with his heels on the 10-yard line to try and receive. Beauplan punting with the wind. It is a high punt, arcing toward the far side right. It's going to bounce, and it's going to be caught by Southern inside the 20 at the 18.
So when you got 5 receivers like that lined up on you, you want somebody quick and easy that can kind of be agile in the middle to kind of take away that middle coverage, because you got receivers coming across the middle and you got everybody going downfield. So you got to be cautious of that. So you want to make sure your linebackers can protect the run, watch the run, while you send the blitz in too.
I'll tell you what, if you stayed to watch the halftime performance here on the CatEye Network, you were in for a treat. Human Jukebox, marching Wildcats. I don't know. I got to give the Wildcats the Battle of the Bands win today.
Today,
I got to give it to the Wildcats. They sound excellent.
They sound phenomenal. You hear good, crisp, clean sound.
First and 10 from the 20 for Bethune-Cookman. This is Tyleek Bethea in at quarterback. He's going to take the snap, throw right-hand side, incomplete. Looking for a flag, and it comes.
There you go.
It was looking for the Manye Moore, the tight end. That's the first time he's seen the field today on a little crossing route to the far side, and he was held as the ball sailed over his head.
Yeah, as he was throwing the ball.
Oh, they called the catch uncatchable, the pass uncatchable, second down and 10. So, but you know what? It's great to see Tyleek on the field after the hit he took last week.
Yes.
And he was down on the field for a while. He was taken to the tent for concussion protocol. He cleared concussion protocol. I was told by the trainer that he could have actually returned in the same game if he wanted to, but
well,
it's good to see him back on the field.
You got to be careful with those head injuries.
Snap to Bethea with 4 receivers to aim at. He's got to throw the ball into the flat. Wheel route Bivens caught 20, and he's going to be pushed out near the 25-yard line. Gain of 5, 3rd and 5.
Great. And coming out of that backfield, that's your safety net. When your running back come out of the backfield like that, you're looking down the field trying to figure out where you want to throw the ball, but nothing's open, so you go into your flat routes.
3rd down and 5 from the 25. Got to get to the 30. 4 receivers to aim at, 3 receivers right, single left. Bethea with Bivens on his left hip. Luke Sprague removed here with 9:19 to go in the ball game. Wildcats down 21-10. They send the house against Bethea. He gets the pass away on a slant. He threw it behind Davino Ellington and incomplete.
Just miscommunication on that play right there. It could have been. It could have been if he'd have just threw it inside. It would have been right there for him.
And the offensive line did a good job to contain that.
Yeah,
they give him time.
They gave him time to throw the ball, but he's looking and he's miscommunication.
The Wildcats now 3 of 14 on 3rd down in the ball game.
It looked like instead of it being an out route, it was supposed to be coming in as an in route.
And he threw the ball outside, yeah. So this has been a war of attrition here in the second half. Punt, punt, punt is all we've seen here in this fourth quarter. Is Frederick back to punt again. It'll be Chandler Whitfield to return for Southern. The punt goes, snap goes over Frederick's head. The punt is blocked. Touchdown, Southern. Wow. Touchdown for Southern on a block punt. George Qualls, the wide receiver, and that might just put this one to bed with 9 minutes to go.
The punt came in too high The snap came in too high, went right over his head, so he tried to get it off, but the Southern was right there to block it and pick it right up in the end zone.
We've had some issues on special teams with snaps this year, and I thought we were going to avoid it. It looks good today so far, but unfortunately that one is going to result in 6 Southern points. 9 minutes to go, 27-10 Southern.
Bethune-Cookman has had close games all season long.
This is the first one that's kind of gotten away from them. Again, next week we go to Grambling State, who is off this week on their bye week. Extra point up and good by Joshua Griffin. 9:04 to go in the ball game. 28-10 Southern. And that is 14 points off turnovers in this game. The interception and now the block punt.
Yeah, and that's what we said was going to hurt us this week. Hurt us each and every week when you're playing, when you miscues, miscalculations, things like that. So we got to work on something offensively to come back in. And offensive, the O-line is holding up. The O-line has been doing their part since the second quarter, the second half.
Nike is the official outfitter of the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. Gear up on the newest BCU Nike gear at nike.com/Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. And make sure you are representing Bethune-Cookman University Athletics to the fullest. Buy the latest BCU gear online at the Bethune-Cookman online store. Go to bcuathletics.com and click on shop to find the newest BCU clothing and apparel. That's bcuathletics.com and click on shop. Joshua Griffin, the preseason SWAC kicker of the year, set to kick this one away. Hasn't had to do much today except kickoffs and extra points.
That's all he had to work on today. But let's see what this Wildcat offense can come in and do. They had some progression. Looked like they just miscommunications on the last series. So this series coming in.
And we'll see. Is it going to be Tyleik Bethea at quarterback, or are they going to go back to Luke Sprague, or maybe even Walter Simmons? Kick goes deep out of the back of the end zone. Wildcats come up to the 25. Stay up to date with everything Bethune-Cookman Athletics by checking out the Wildcats on social media. Give BCU Athletics a like on Facebook and follow the Wildcats on Twitter and Instagram at BCU_athletics. For the latest on BCU football, follow at BCU Gridiron on Twitter and Instagram. Now, let's take the score away from the game right now. What do you want to see BCU do offensively here, maybe even just to ramp up into the Grambling game next week?
We just want to see Bethune-Cookman offense get down the field and get into the end zone right now. Because if we can get into the end zone in the second half, it shows that, hey, next week coming in, we know what we need to do, what we need to enhance on and make better.
Southern holding teams to just 15.8 points per game. The most they've given up in a contest this season was 27 in a loss to Jackson State back in week 2. Southern started the season 0-2. Bethea still in the game. First and 10 from the 25. Bethea forced to scramble to his left. Keeps his eyes downfield. Scampers out of bounds. After picking up a couple of yards, they'll give him 2. Second down at 8.
The protection was there, but he just got a look. He didn't see anything down the field, so he started to roll out and just took the ball and ran with it.
And it's good to see Bethea choose to run after the hit he took last week. He's not skittish. He saw the space, and he went and picked up a couple of yards. Second down at 8 from the BCU 27-yard line. 3 receivers right, single left.
We want to see this offense get going. We want to see this offense get in the end zone.
Bivens in the backfield. Correction, that's Robinson. He'll take the wheel route out to the right. He catches the pass, turns upfield 30, 35, falls forward, first down to the 36-yard line. Nice adjustment by Jimmy Robinson.
How did he do that?
He caught the pass.
How did he do that?
The pass was behind him, so he did a little bit of a spin around, but he would catch the ball, then put his foot in the ground and juked the linebacker, and then turned upfield for 15 yards.
He got eyes on the side of his head?
I don't know how he did that. First and 10 BCU from the 36. Bethea throws far side, leaping catch Ellington. He dropped it. He was immediately hit by Johnson, and he dropped the ball.
Oh, wow. Incomplete pass.
Tough day for DeVito Ellington.
Yes, it's been real tough for him. He done had 3 balls go his way thus far, and every time that the defensive back is right there trying to jar it out and knock it out.
Check that was Kristen Davis on the coverage, just knocked the ball right out of his hands. I mean, that's good cornerback play. It's what you're taught to do. Second down and 10 now from the 36. They show pressure and rush 6. Robinson, it's Bethea on the play action. He throws down the left-hand side, and it's incomplete behind Tink Boyd. Bethea took a huge shot.
Took a big hit.
From Michael Jones Jr., the linebacker out of Kilgore Community College.
Did you hear it?
From all the way up
From
here,
up
I
here,
might have
yeah.
been, yeah.
Wow. He got up, though.
And again, that pass, if it's a little bit more on the money, is complete. He was just unblocked. Excuse me, that was Campbell coming off the edge. He was unblocked off the edge, and Tink Boyd was running free behind the defense in one-on-one coverage. 3rd and 10, 3 receivers, tight end left, that's Overton. Ball middle of the field, snap to Bethea, looks left side, now takes off and runs 35-40, looking for a lane, gets hit and falls down to the 41-yard line. He only got 5 of the 10 he needed.
He looked like he was trying to go for more.
Yeah, well,
but those linebackers
you kind of need to on 3rd and 10. But he looks good. He's got some wheels over the middle of the field. They'll keep the offense on. 4th and 5 at the 41. Got to get to the 46 for a first down. They snap to Bethea. Offsides, free play Bethune-Cookman. He slings it left side, intercepted. It's going to be brought back all the way for a touchdown. Nobody's there for Bethune-Cookman, but it is going to be a offsides penalty, the 4th of the game for Southern.
We got 2 flags on the play. So let's see what the referee says.
It was a pick 6 by Christian Davis, but we'll see what the referee says. I'm pretty sure this is going to be offsides. The linebackers were doing a lot of dancing on that play for Southern, coming in and out and in and out and in and out. And then one of them, actually it was the defensive nose tackle. But the linebackers were just kind of shading in and out, trying to confuse the offense. But I thought it was the linebacker that jumped, but it was the defensive tackle.
It was a combination of both, though, to be honest. Even though on the replay we saw that the defensive line came across, but the linebacker came in and stepped over at the same time.
Well, that 5-yard penalty is enough for a BCU first down, so we get to see more Tyleek Bethea at quarterback here. Khalil Overton is still in at tight end. He's to the right. 2 receivers right, single left, ball left hash. Southern shows pressure again. They bring 6. Bethea got to get the pass away quickly. He does. Middle of the field, caught at midfield by Ellington. And he's going to be tackled right there at the Southern 49, gain of 6.
Hook and curls. If they're going to give us those hook and curls, let's take advantage of it. 5-7 yards is great.
And when you rush both linebackers, that middle of the field's going to be open. 2nd and 5. Bethea screen left side to DAJ, and the block wasn't there, and he's going to lose a yard back to midfield.
And we went back to the screen play again, trying to set up for a screen play.
Yeah, the problem is when you set up that screen and there's only one other receiver out there, it's not, you can't really block 2 guys.
You can't block 2 guys, and you're looking for your receiver to shake and bake. That's what you're looking for. But it's not always possible to shake and bake.
3rd and 6 from right on the midfield stripe, ball left hash. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. That's Tink Boyd. One-on-one coverage on this near side. 4 down linemen for Southern. Let's see if they rush any of the linebackers. Bethea looks back to the sideline to get the play. He's got Bivens on his left hip. Snap. They don't rush any linebackers, and the pass is incomplete. He was going for that one-on-one matchup near side to Boyd. He threw it incomplete.
Moving too fast. Moving before too fast. Didn't even give the receiver time to kind of turn around and look for the out route. It was a nice out route, and it was great to run that out route, but he dropped back 1, 2, 3, and threw. Didn't even give the receiver time to turn around. So we go for it on 4th and 6.
I think this is just a chance for Bethea to get game speed.
Right.
Now 28-10, 6 minutes left in the 4th quarter. 2 receivers each side, 4th and 5. They gave us last time on 4th down. Southern got it offsides to
take your slots, hook and curl in the middle, out 2 out routes, 5 and out.
Linebackers close to the line on 4th and 5. Bethea takes the snap. Here comes the rush. Bethea steps up in the pocket. He's wrapped up and dropped. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. The rush got back there. Bethea, I think he was trying to do a Kazine draw, but Davin Cotton wrapped him up and pulled him down.
You got to call that as a quarterback. You got to call that. You see it coming, so that's when you check down. Let's run a quick hot route. Let's run a slant route so we can get it out of your hand quick, fast, in a hurry, so you don't take the sack and turn over on down.
Turnover on downs for Bethune-Cookman, a team that has been really good on 4th down this year. 7 of 10 coming into the game, and we completed a couple early on that touchdown drive to move the chains, but not that time, unfortunately. Southern will take over at the BCU 45, 5:51 to go. Let's see if their main guys are still all in there. Yeah, that's Blood at quarterback. That's Rhymes at running back. So their main backfield duo is still in there. looking to run it up here.
They're going to run the ball. So let's stop the run game.
Dooley wants to make a statement today in Jacksonville. Rhymes with the delayed handoff, wide open spaces, 45-40. First down, 11-yard carry to the 44.
That's what you do. You win it. Don't chance it by throwing it. You just run the ball. You've been getting good progress out of this all game long, so continue to do what you know how to do. Stick to your guns.
Rhymes, who actually has caught the most passes on the team as a running back. We haven't really seen the running back screen today from Southern. Have taken that completely out of the playbook.
Yeah, for Blood to be coming out as the gun thrower, the slinger, you didn't see too much of it.
Now they bring the heavy set, power I formation. They're going to option, Blood going to keep it. He's going to be sacked. It's Conroy Cunningham again. Give that man a promotion. Right. Why don't you?
That's kind of to have the quarterback holds the ball instead of fake handoff and just kind of holds it in a delay.
That's the third solo sack for Conroy Cunningham today.
He's having a great game.
And the referee is I didn't see a flag on the play, but he's talking to Coach Woody. Maybe Woody was – there is holding on offense. But it's going to remain first down. But, again, unfortunately, I think the biggest tragedy in that play –
wow.
He had Thomas around the neck. But I think the biggest tragedy of that is it's going to take the sack away from Cunningham.
Yes, it will. It will.
He's been stuffing the stat sheet today. 2 sacks, or I guess 2 sacks after that one got taken away by the penalty for 11 yards.
It won't count in the regular, but we know it was 3.
Yeah. Southern overloads the left side of the field, all 3 receivers to that side. It's going to be a run to the weak side, and cut down from behind is Rhymes. Nice play on the inside there. That's Cunningham again, along with De'Aris Thomas.
Jefferson.
De'Aris Thomas, again, excellent. 13 total tackles. That's his 14th. Give him a half there. Eddie Walls, 6 tackles in the game for Bethune-Cookman. Quarles with 5. Cunningham credited with 4. 2 of those sacks.
2 sacks and 4 tackles. 2 of those with assist tackles too?
Yeah. Second down and 20. After the penalty and the no-yard gain. Snap to Blood. Handoff Rhymes up the middle. Big hole follows his blockers. Lost the football. And BCU picks it. No, Southern falls on. No, BCU does pick it up. They're going to run it back to the 35-40. And Bethune-Cookman takes the ball away. It pinballed around in there for a second.
Yeah, Kawan Harris picks up the ball. He saw the ball fumble, picks it up and try to spin around and get out there and try to go the other side. Just kind of ran into his own self a little bit.
Okay. Without looking at the screen, who forced the fumble?
Of course. Who else? Number 25.
No. Conroy Cunningham punched the ball out as the running back was going by him.
Conroy was in there with the punch.
Yeah.
Wow. What does he not do?
He's done everything today.
Give that man a cape. Give him a cape.
Superman. And then Quan Harris, of course, with the fumble recovery. As I pull over my stat sheet here.
Yeah, Quan came. That ball went right to the ground. Quan came right up, picked it up, and turned it around. He was trying to take it home. 4th
fumble recovery on the season for Bethune-Cookman. That goes with their 5 interceptions on the year. 9 total takeaways. Unfortunately, they were -2 in turnover margin. They're still -2 in turnover margin. As they've given away 2 today. 1st and 10 from the Wildcats from their own 35-yard line going right to left. 4:06 to go 4th quarter. Bethea still in there, as I almost throw my hat out the window. Bethea takes the snap.
Take the wheel.
He's going to go short underneath to the curl. First down, BCU.
Let's run it. If we can run this from here on out under 4 minutes, it will work and progress us to get into the end zone.
Caught by Namanye Moore. The tight end running the interior curl. Bethea looks to throw, now escapes out the back door. Pressured from behind and tackled for no gain.
We got to run this offense. This offense can do some great things.
I'm going to give props to Kelby Givens, Rasheed Lyles, Davin Cotton, and Taj Brown. The defensive line for Southern has played very well today, especially against the run.
Yes.
3 receivers bunched to the near side, ball far hash. They bring pressure again. Bethea throws. He got that zip on that ball over the middle, caught by Omari Stewart. Close to a first down to the Southern 47. He's going to be about 3 yards short. They'll spot the ball on the 46, make it 3rd and 2.
This is what we have to do in order to play catch up. They're giving you the hook and curls. Take the hook and curls and run with it.
3 minutes and counting. Wildcats down 28-10. Bethea takes the snap. It's a handoff. Jimmy Robinson up the middle. Not much there. He was close to a first down. Needed 2. Got 2.
I think that's the first down.
Depending on,
first down.
I think depending on the spot, we'll see where they give it to him.
Forward progression.
And it looks like they're marking him a quarter of a yard short, couple of inches, as defensive coordinator Henry Miller is. They do get on the first down. So, again, the referee on the far side signaled first down. The referee on the near side signaled him short,
right.
But they went with where the chains were. 1st and 10 for BCU from the Southern 44. Snap to Bethea. Pumps once. Goes down to the left side. One-on-one for Boyd. He makes the catch over the shoulder at the 15-yard line. We've been waiting for Tink Boyd to make a statement, and oh boy, that was one.
And what a way to show up with 2 minutes and 11 seconds left on the clock.
Tink Boyd, man, he's got dynamite in his legs. If they can get him running free, he just beat that defender one-on-one. And they've been giving him one-on-one matchups all day. 1st and 10 for Bethune-Cookman from the Southern 15. Trying to bounce it outside. Robinson cuts it back inside. 2-yard gain to the 12.
Well, you got to run. We under 2 minutes now, so you got to continue to move. You got to continue.
We got bodies all over the ground, getting up slowly. One on each side getting up slowly. It was Robinson. I mean, I don't know how Jimmy Robinson does it. Only 5'7", 195 against these 200, 300-pound guys in the middle. How do you get up after that?
Let's do it again.
Hey, I'd be, one play, I'd be down for the count. Coach, take me out. I don't know what I'm doing here. Snap Bethea. He'll roll right. Throw the underneath route to Nabanye Moore at the 10-yard line. Dive forward to the 9. It'll be 3rd down and 4 from the 9.
And Nabanye is what, a sophomore, freshman?
Senior from Panama City, Florida, and Mosley High School.
Yeah.
Our 2 tight ends are both senior and a graduate transfer, Cleel Overton. 3rd and 4 from the 9. Bethea, play action, incomplete, threw it behind Jalen Terzado. 4th down and 4. You can get a first down at the 5. I think that you have to go for it here.
You have to go for it. It's 53 seconds left. You got to go for it.
Let's see if somebody can make a play. Put the ball in the end zone. Let's see if a receiver can make a play.
You started out in the first quarter going on 4th and down. Why not finish it going on 4th and down?
The Wildcats have really went for it on 4th down today. 2 of 4 so far, but they've gone for it 4 times. 4th and 4 from the 9. You can get a first down at the 5, but really, you'd like to see him put it in the end zone here with 53 seconds left. 2-by-2 the receivers. Bethea take the snap, fade route, far corner of the end zone. It is caught for a BCU touchdown. Touchdown Bethune-Cookman. Touchdown Maroon and Gold. Jalen Terzado with his first score of the season.
Wow, he gets right in there over the shoulder pass, and it opened right up for him, and he caught it.
That fade route, man, beautifully run, beautifully thrown. Nothing the defense can do about it.
And it was a nice floater. But we got a flag down on the play as well.
We do have a flag back near where the quarterback is in the area of a hold. We will see. They have not sent the kicking unit on again, so it looks like we are going to get a holding call here.
Let's see what the referee says. As he get ready to turn on his mic, he just want to clarify everything first.
Yeah.
This referee crew has been on it all game
The BCU
long.
offense is still on the field. They haven't sent the kicking unit in yet. There's still a flag back there near the 20-yard line that they haven't picked up yet. There is some hot Wildcats down there. Antoine Wells, the left guard, is
hot Wildcats, right?
as in angry guys. Don't misread what I'm saying.
No, we understand where you go. We got it. Frustrated hot
They haven't
Wildcats.
picked up the flag yet. They're going to review the touchdown, is what they're going to do to see if Terzado held on to the ball. We haven't seen a replay yet, but from live action, it looked good.
That was a complete pass touchdown. He caught it in the end zone and kind of rolled over and fell on top of the guy, but did he have control of the ball? Let's go.
Well, again, we can't see that from all the way up here. Let's take a look at the replay.
From my eyesight,
I think it's a good touchdown. I think it's a touchdown, right? And Jalen Terzado, he doesn't get thrown to a lot. Only 4 catches for 27 yards coming into the game, and we'll see. But I think he deserves a touchdown.
He need one.
Men's basketball head coach Reggie Theus and women's basketball head coach, I'll take off as They're showing the replay now on the big screen here at the stadium. It looks clean from that angle.
That's clean.
From the behind the back of the end zone angle, it looks clean.
That's clean.
He looks like he's got the elbow down under it. Anyway, men's basketball head coach Reggie Theus and women's basketball head coach Janelle Creighton are ready to tip off the 2023-2024 regular season. Basketball is right around the corner, and season tickets are on sale now at the BCU box office for just $225 on the lower level and $125 in the upper level. Wildcats basketball wants to see you this season at Moore Gymnasium. 48 seconds to go in the ball game. Wildcats think they are down 28-16 after a touchdown pass in the back of the end zone was caught by Jalen Trezzato. They are currently reviewing it to see if the ball came out or hit the ground. From the angle we have, we can't see it.
I think it was a clean catch.
Yeah.
It was a nice fade route, like you said. Ball perfectly up. He received the ball, went down, elbows tucked in, ball on his chin and chest, and go right to the ground.
And that's how you're taught, right? From the moment at 5 years old when you first put on pads and you're going to go catch balls, that's what you're taught, right? Secure the ball.
So I think that's a touchdown. The only thing that they put is that he rolled out of bounds, but it's fine because he was already
inbounds.
Knees were down, toes were down.
Yeah. There was the review earlier.
There
was the review earlier in the game where Tink Boyd almost had the catch of the year, and it was close, but he looked like he was out of bounds. Could have taken it here or there. This one, it looks pretty clear to me.
Yeah, this is a clear touchdown.
Come be a part of BCU Athletics and support the CatEye Network. If you or your business is interested in partnering with us here on the CatEye Network, you can reach out to the Wildcats Athletic Communications Department at bcusportsinfo@cookman.edu. That's bcusportsinfo@cookman.edu. Next week, it's Wildcat action on the road for the final time this season as the Wildcats travel to Louisiana to take on Grambling State University.
It's going to be a cat battle next week, right?
It's the final Tigers team that the Wildcats play of 5. Memphis, Savannah State, Jackson State, Texas Southern, and finally Grambling. We finally get out of under the thumb of those Tigers that have been coming around all season. Here's the referee. Let's see what he says. It's good. Touchdown, Bethune-Cookman.
It was a good touchdown. So now what do you do?
So now we're going to get an unsportsmanlike conduct on Bethune-Cookman. So we understand why Antoine Wells was so heated after the play. The flag was for unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah.
But the touchdown does stand, 28-16.
In game situations like this, you have to control yourself. You have to control everything you got going on. So now do we go for a 2-point conversion?
Well, let's see. 48 seconds left. If you go for 2, you're down by 10. It's still a 2-possession game. I'm not sure they will. The offense is on the field, though, so they will go for 2. And you know what I think this is? I just think this is another practice play. You get a chance to run a 2-point conversion play. Let's see what they do.
Let's go for it.
Wildcats will go for 2. Ball will be spotted near hash. They'll spot on the 3-yard line, so they'll enforce the penalty on the kickoff. Bethea in there with Robinson on his left hip. 2 receivers plus the tight end right. 1 receiver left. 2-point conversion attempt. Here we go. Bethea claps his hands, takes the snap, looks under pressure. He's still on his feet. He's rolling to his right, back at the 20. He's looking for someone in the end zone. He finally throws. It is caught!
Whoa, wow!
A leaping catch in triple coverage for the 2-point conversion. Davino Ellington show out.
1, 2, 3, 4 white jerseys all around the 1 gold jersey.
And how about Tyleek Bethea? He looked like he was going to be sacked immediately. He backed up, rolled to his right, kept the play alive, waited for somebody to come open, and made a good throw. That's exactly what you want if you're the coaching staff. I think Tyleek Bethea could start next week.
Yeah, I think he's ready next week.
He has looked very good in this 4th quarter. And I'm not sure if that's against maybe the second stringers for Southern, but they've kept their starters in for the majority of this game.
Yes.
I think Tyleek Bethea, he's got the running ability, which gives you a dimension that Sprague does not.
Right.
He's got power on his throws. He can really sling it. They're showing the replay on the big screen now, the long pass to Boyd. He can really sling the rock downfield.
So what do you do now? You're down by 10, 2-possession game, right?
48 seconds left, all 3 timeouts. It depends, right? if they kick it deep, they're kind of conceding, you guys got this one. If they kick it short, they think that maybe they can come up and get it and maybe still play some offense. I do see the hands team out there. I see Ellington and Jalen Brown, the 6'6" wide receiver. It looks like they are going to go for the onside kick.
Let's do it.
Even though they've taken a penalty and are backed up to the 20-yard line. I mean, it doesn't matter. At this point, there's 45 seconds left. Down by 10.
Let's do it. What do you have to lose?
As the sun sets, the sky becomes dark. A few wispy clouds here in the evening over EverBank Stadium. It's been a picture-perfect weather day for football. Here comes the onside kick. They almost got one last week against Texas Southern. Hector puts it in the ground. It's bouncing around, and I think Southern fell on it. Southern did get the ball. It was close, but they did get it.
Last week, that onside kick almost worked out just right.
Yeah.
If it wouldn't have went out of bounds. Like it went right out of bounds last week, and it was right there.
The first man bobbled it, and then Cassius Allen, the wide receiver, was in the right place at the right time. It actually went through Allen's hands and was picked up by Jalen Woods, the backup quarterback playing special teams. How about that? 47 seconds left, and I think Southern will just come out and kneel it a couple times. Both teams have all 3 timeouts, but we do see Blood back in the game at quarterback. They are not going to be in victory formation. They're going to run a play here. Probably will just be an inside trap like it has been all game. Kendrick Rhymes is the running back. He's on the left hip of the quarterback. He's going to take the inside trap handoff, run right, and be stopped at the 30-yard line for a gain of 4. And that should just about do it. 1 second difference between the shot clock. I'm already in basketball mode. Play clock and the game clock. Well, no matter the final result, it's always a great joy to bring you Bethune-Cookman University athletics, especially football, here this season. Thank you for following our journey here on the CatEye Network, and it's great to be with you here, Chris, and of course Daryl Latil, who's usually here.
Yes.
And Daryl, we hope you're listening in from work. I know he couldn't be here today.
Thank you, Daryl. Appreciate you.
But today the second half wasn't our second half. Southern came out with intent in the second half, and they got it done.
Was that a flag on the play?
Delay of game to let the clock run out. There'll be 1 second left, and I think Bethune-Cookman will cede that they don't want to run one more play. Eric Dooley looks at the referee. They put 1 second back on the clock and goes, "What are you doing, man? Are you serious?
You can't be doing this right now."
The coaches were almost in midfield getting ready to shake hands. Oh, and both coaches went to the referee and just said, no. We don't need to do this. This is silly. All right, that's the end of the football game. Your final score, Bethune-Cookman 18, Southern 28. Bethune-Cookman falls to 1-6, 0-4 in conference play. Southern improves to 4-3, 3-1 in conference play. And I think the game between Southern and Alcorn in a couple weeks, they play Texas Southern next week, and then Alcorn the week after that. That's going
to be a tough game.
That could be your SWAC West title game participant right there.
Yeah,
the winner of that game.
That's going to be a tough game right there because both teams are pretty decent this year, and they're doing what they need to do to stay alive in this conference.
Let's get you some team stats from the day's game as the page refreshes. Once again, your final score, Southern 28, Bethune-Cookman 18. Bethune-Cookman actually got 19 first downs to Southern's 15. Bethune-Cookman 33 carries for 43 yards, an average of 1.3 yards per carry. That's your stat right there.
Yeah.
Southern 42 carries, 182 yards. That's an average of 4.3 yards per carry. Blood, 10 of 20, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He took 4 sacks. And again, the BCU defense did what they needed to do.
The defense has been here all game. The defense has showed up every game, week in and week out. The defense is there.
And again, it's you can't turn the ball over, and the blocked field goal or blocked punt for a touchdown really hurt us, because at that point, if we score and get to 18 points, they're at 21. It's a one-score game, and who knows what happens from there. But what's past is past. Rhymes, great game on the ground for Southern. 22 carries, 138 yards. and a touchdown. Blood also carried the ball 9 times for 55 yards and a touchdown. Petrie for Southern, 1 catch, 57 yards. He was their best receiver, only 1 catch, but that was the 57-yard touchdown.
Long touchdown that
Yep.
he had.
Washington, 3 catches, 48. Allen, 2 catches, 30. We really neutralized their passing game today.
We really did. They came in as a hot offensive passing game too.
156 yards through the air for Blood. 237 yards through the air, Bethune-Cookman. Sprague, 19 of 31, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, 159 yards, and took 2 sacks. Bethea came into the fourth quarter, 9 of 15, 78 yards, a touchdown, and took 1 sack. That's pretty good for Tyler Bethea.
Yeah, came in, especially after last week, trying to, not that he's trying to redeem himself, but he's trying to get back in the swing of things and play the game.
Yep. Rushing for Bethune-Cookman, Jimmy Robinson, 15 carries, 36 yards. 2.4 yards per carry. Bivens, 7 carries, 13 yards. Bethea, 4 carries, 7 yards. And Luke Sprague, 7 carries, 20 yards, but ended up with a net of -8 because of the 2 sacks.
Right.
Receiving Bethune-Cookman, Omari Stewart, 6 catches, 62 yards, and the long touchdown in the first quarter that started us off. Feels like an age ago. Dakari Allen Johnson, 7 catches, 57 yards. And I will say, this is the best the passing attack has looked since Luke Sprague's injury at Miami all the way back in September.
Yeah, if that injury would have never took place, I think Bethune-Cookman would have been in better positions each and every week, game in and game out, to do different things.
You can't really hang your hat
say,
on that, right?
Yeah.
Third down efficiency, Bethune-Cookman usually so good. 4 of 18 today, 3 of 5 on 4th down. Third down efficiency for Southern, 6 of 13, 1 of 3 on 4th down. Both teams fumbled the ball once. Both teams were picked off once. And that is the statistical numbers that get you to your final score of the Southern University Jaguars, the BCU Wildcats, 18.
Well,
Chris, final thoughts on this afternoon's contest.
I thought the offense came out pretty amazing in the first quarter, doing what they needed to do, carrying the ball, throwing the ball, and fast-paced offense. That's why offensively. Defensively, the defense has been there the whole game, doing their part, tough play, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So going into next week game, we just need to pick up where we left off at and just continue to run the ball, to continue to throw the ball, and make progression down the field. So that's Wildcat. We need to go back to Wildcat football.
That'll do it for us here from EverBank Field. Thank you for joining us for another edition of Bethune-Cookman University football on the CatEye Network and 1380 WELE. CatEye Network Director Eugene Robinson, producer Darian McCaskill, SIDs Bryce Hoynoski and Brian Harvey. My analyst today was Chris Shaw. Nick manned the camera for us today at EverBank Field, and Larry Steele was our halftime show anchor back in the WELE studios. My name is Michael Torello. Thank you so much for all your support this season. We'll be back next week as the Wildcats travel to Grambling State. Once again, your final score, Southern 28, Bethune-Cookman 18. So long from EverBank Field, and have a very pleasant rest of your evening.